Okay. So, where were we? Maybe I can quickly pick this up. We were looking for... We need to find Feos, don't we? Pepsi milk? What is Pepsi milk? You guys were behaving so well before I started popping bubble wrap. And now I'm just getting barraged with sound alerts. The applause I can deal with. The applause is nice. I have to say, it's kind of a joyous feeling to have so many people applauding me in chat. Even if it's only triggered by one individual. It feels good. But the Animu noises, God, they're so fucking cursed. Spill the tea. Imagine if you would get an in-game combat buff if you make a bubble run under 8 minutes. Could I implement that? Could I implement that into like any game I'm playing? At the start of every playthrough, I have to try and beat 8 minutes on the bubble wrap popping. And if I do beat that little record, or goal should I say, then I receive some sort of buff for my playthrough. Have you ever had cold brew coffee? Yeah, I used to drink cold brew when I was when I was on night shift, because it was just the easiest. Like it was the quickest way of drinking coffee, because you would prep it in the morning, and then when you wake up in the evening, you would just get up and grab a cup or two of cold brew. It's quite nice, but I have to say I do prefer my coffee warm. You're getting spammed because you're not playing bubbles again. That's probably it. I can't spam, I'm nearly at godhood. Bubble buffs, that's what we'll know them as, bubble buffs. Almost as good as bubble butts, but not quite, not quite. Kess said it's a meaningless title, that's why I quit saving for it. I didn't say that godhood was a meaningless title. I just said that it didn't offer any more power than you already have. He is a man of culture. Okay, so... Speak with Delamgan at Tir Evron in Elm's Reach. Which way is Elm's Reach? Which way is Elm's Reach? Oh, there it is. Wonderful. You keep getting applauded because it's the cheapest one. Are you trying to tell me, Taco, that the only reason I'm getting support from the people in chat is because it's cheap? It's cheap and meaningless? Is that what you're trying to say to me right now? I do not appreciate that. The real reward is self-control. I suppose so. You know, if you're willing to hold off on spending your points on sound alerts. Maybe self-control is godhood. Yes, I see. I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. Oh shit. The guard places his spear between you and the path that leads beyond the gates. Still, Estromor, the rest of the city is forbidden, except by order of the one Anamenfath. Trespassing in Twin Elms is punishable by death. I don't know where this action hero voice came from. Jesus Christ, Voices, that was incredibly fucking generous of you. Voice is gifting out 5 community subs. Wah wah wee wah. Gee whiz. Self-control is overrated. Nice. A connoisseur. Philosophy stream? Oh boy. I don't think if we start talking philosophy, I'm gonna get all, you know, existential and have some sort of crises midstream. So let's not do that. So someone just tried to break into the place I'm staying. What the fuck? Yeah, Kespot 5000 got a tier 1 sub. Yes. Is Kespot 5000 actually active in chat right now? I think it should be. I think I scared them off with my nakedness. So, Trash, can you talk us through what exactly just happened then? Someone just tried to break into the place you're staying? Yeah, they are randomly selected. I think you can select specific people, right? But I think if you just go through the menu to gift subs, I think it just gives it like out randomly. I don't know how Twitch works, people. I stream on here, but I don't know how it works. No clue. I come to see the cornerstone of the blessing of the guided compass. The guard scowls and looks at his companion, who nods back. He turns to you again, his knuckles whitening around the shaft of his spear. Voices. Enough. I know what you're thinking, okay? I know what you're thinking. You can't select specific people if you give... Oh, really? It's only if you select one? Shit. That sounds like a pretty far-flung way to be able to select who you're gifting if you're going to gift for multiple people then. You didn't say anything, but I know you were thinking it. Okay, so where were we? The guy's got his knuckles whitening around the shaft of his spear. Always too cozy with the Estromorwen. Go then, and keep your mind. No, and mind your... Shit, I'm fucking up my voice lines. Go then, and mind your step around the sacred stones. This guy started off with a different voice, and he decided to be a pirate about halfway through the conversation, apparently. Okay, Elm's Reach. Oh, fuck, it looks like Elden Ring. Shit. Delicious. Mind your path, Sestromore. The guided compass trusts easily, but I don't. Okay, so we're still under threat here, I'm guessing. There's a child. Will the child talk to us? Did the builders make such grand things where you live? They did not. They did not. In the north, we only have mud huts. Mud huts and gravy. Don't forget to update the follow goal. Shit. Thanks for looking out, Voices. I totally blanked on that. Let's do that right now. Boom. Ha ha ha. Coincidence that hit me just as I started to laugh. Oh, Nightcrawler, why must you make me sit up straight? That's my least favourite thing to do. Even my seat doesn't agree with me. See, did you hear that? My seat's popping. Oh, shit. Okay, come on, Spark, you have a choice to make. Left or right? Left or right in the great book of dad jokes. I'm going to flick to a random page. Ooh, that was kind of a satisfying noise, wasn't it? Right? Okay. You're going to like this one, Spark. This one's right up your alley. In fact, I'm going to give you a twofer. But I'll give you the second one in a little bit. The dictionary I bought today is just a book of blank pages. I have no words to describe how upset I am. He has no words. He has no words, get it? Because it's a blank. It's a blank dictionary. Spark, I know you're giggling with glee right now. I don't expect to see anything from Spark in chat for the next 20 minutes because he's going to be giggling for the next 20 minutes. I'm an avid fan of dad jokes as well. OMG, you do dad jokes too? I love this stream even more. Listen, I can be convinced to do dad jokes. It's not my proudest moment, but it is something that I'm trying to own as much as I can. Oh, my life. Perfection. Right, Trash. Getting on to the important stuff here. So Trash was in bed starkers, meaning naked for any of you unaware, staying on top of a garage in a self-contained unit, and there are wooden stairs that lead up to the door, and I heard what sounded like something coming up the stairs. Then I heard the door try and open. Then I heard the window open, so I grabbed my knife and opened the locked bedroom door and turned on the light, saw someone's arm and face through the window, locked eyes with them. Then they took off running into the rainy darkness. They obviously saw your manhood and were immediately like, holy fucking shit, he is more ready than I am. I need to get the fuck out of Dodge. Oh, jeez. He likes to do dad jokes, but dislikes when he's got... Yes, voices. Yes, of course. I don't want to be, like, you know, it's just, it's an uncomfortable, I'm not a father, okay? The only people that can ever call me that are children. No, not children, my children specifically, if I ever have them, which, you know, might never happen, you know? Voices, I do not appreciate where this is going, you know? Selby, we've established in the past, I am not the gravy daddy, okay? I'm not the gravy daddy. Oh, Nightcrawler, no, don't join them. Don't join them. No. No. Literally nothing nothing of mine available to steal. Everything was locked up in the room with me. Trash, is that like a regular occurrence where you are? I mean, where are you at the minute? You're not home, are you? You're up... Are you in the northwest? No, sorry, northeast, right? Ugh. Pappy Flanders. Ugh. Spark, I'm going to give you your other dad joke now so that I can try and escape from the insanity that's going on in chat. What is green? Fuzzy has 4 legs, and if it jumped on you, it would kill you. What is it? What do we think? A snooker table. A snooker table. I'm going to put that down now. That one was absolutely terrible. I apologize, guys. I'm currently on the East Coast, about 4 hours north of Sydney. Are you still like with family? Or are you with friends at this point? I remember at one point we gave all of us daddy names. Oh my god, Fructose Father. Fructose Father. Oh, Jesus Christ. I really wanted to clip you saying the only people who can call me that are children. But I feel like that's a little too edgy. I think there's probably been much worse clipped on this channel, it has to be said. You can thank Selby for that one. Or for those many, should I say. Yeah, I feel like there's some pretty damning clips of me out there already. Ooh, another Glenfaffen home. The Golden Grove. Twin Elms, Tier oh, there we go, Tier Everon. Wonderful. Oh shit, is the command not working again? Yeah, the commands have a real fun, ooh. I will deal with this and then I'll provide.
You have stayed true to our cause, Inquisitor, when so many others have not. For every heretic we confess, for every betrayer that burns on our pyres, new sheep continue to flock to Iavara ex Incios. But not you. I underestimated you in the beginning, but no longer.
You honor me, Grand Inquisitor! Oh. Is this not voiced? Okay. Best Theos impression. It is not for honor that I summoned you today, but for duty. Too many of our own have confessed upon the wheel and the rack and the flame. Too many of our faithful have had their minds poisoned by that Kratom witch. The tide is against us now.
We have but one option. Iavara's following must see her exposed for what she is. She must confess her heresy before my court.
This is the woman I was in love with, right? In a previous life? We decided that yesterday. How would we reach her?
Not in Kratom, surely. Their lord has embraced her heathen faith and protects her with his army. But in Oceanus, things would be different. The king of Oceanus is a sinful man. We have helped him to see the error of his ways, and now he fears for his soul. He would pay any price for absolution.
But how would we get Iavara to move to Oceanus?
You have already done much for the Inquisition. I wouldn't ask this were there any other choice.
No, it can't be. Well, we're not finding out this time. Oh shit, Spark, thanks. Oh. Let me just hover up in chat. I'm not a sugar daddy, I'm a glucose guardian. In fairness, glucose guardian sounds so much better. You know, the idea of a sugar daddy, I think that really puts people off. Holy fucking shit, you got me. Jesus Christ, I thought someone was knocking on the window. Oh my god, I'm not in the room that I normally stream in. I've switched rooms again for those of you regs who weren't there at the start when I said this. But I've switched rooms. I'm now in my bedroom. So hearing that knock, it sounded like it was someone over at the fucking window knocking on me. I thought Trash's bedroom intruder had arrived with me. Jesus Christ. That scared the shit out of me. I would like to redirect you to no context when referring to edgy. And people always look at me weird whenever I say I sleep with a knife under my pillow. Trash, it worked out in this specific scenario. I mean, I don't know if there's many scenarios where it works out, but like in this specific scenario, it paid off. Is this the knife that cost like, was it like $6,000 Australian dollars or something like that? This is a long time ago that we spoke about that knife. Like, I want to say probably like 12 months ago, if not more. He was genuinely pissed. I genuinely thought someone was trying to like enter this room, and there should not be anybody that enters this room. There should be nobody around me. I live in the middle of nowhere. The nearest house is like 200, well, I was going to say 200 meters, more like probably like, I don't know, 500 feet away. And we don't communicate. We don't talk. So for someone to like knock on my window is kind of alien. It's an alien concept. I've heard that noise before, but I fucking hate it still. Yeah, me too. Me too. Voices that scared the shit out of me. Oh, that knife got seized by customs? Got the money back for that? Jeez. So this is another knife. Good to know. Good to know. Trash, what time is it with you at the minute, mate? Oh, shit, I'm paused. Right, so Theos has shown his face again, but from a previous life. Oh, quarter to one almost in the morning. All the other ones that got... Wait, how many got seized by customs, mate? How many got seized? This feels like a tale that you need to regale me with. Oh. What are these? Sheeta? Is that how I would say that? Sheeta? Two identical women seem to fade into view as they move away from the great trees that camouflage them. Their skin is tree bark, ridged and scaly, reefed in a curling tangle of roots, buds, and blooms. Their hair hangs beneath the shade of serrated leaves like the drooping branches of the elms above, and the pupil of their eyes, or pupils should I say, are encircled by hundreds or even thousands of concentric rings, as if to mark the accumulated wisdom of millennia. Ding dong dong.
Turn around, flesh creature. Outsiders are not permitted to approach the elms.
Oh shit. They mean business, right? It does sound. It does sound like they mean business. I think I'm... Oh, you're at 4 so far. The most recent one was the most disappointing. How come? How come? The most expensive one, perhaps, or just your favorite? Nightcrawler, thank you. I actually remembered to take my pills today. Believe it or not, I remembered. It turns out it's super illegal to import a karambit. Karambit? What's a karambit? Let's check this out. Oh, shit. Yeah, no, I know what a karambit is. I mean, I didn't know it was called that, but I recognize what this is. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Boy, oh boy. Wow. Wow. The CSGO knife. It looked sick and was the perfect size for work. Exactly our line of thinking. Jesus, this is, okay. Fair dinkum. Fair dinkum. For work? Question mark? Yeah. So for those of you who are unaware, Trash is a hired killer. He hunts down all manner of people. His famous calling card is that he always leaves a slight cut in the earlobe, and also removes the testicles where possible. I don't know. I've never actually asked you what you do with the testicles after removal, Trash. And honestly, I'm not sure I want to know. But you know, we all have our little quirks, I suppose. Eat. One word. I have one word for you. One word for what happens with the testicales. Eat. I believe Trash's profession completely. Yeah, I mean, it's going off what you've witnessed of Trash so far, I suppose it's totally believable. He sleeps with a knife under his pillow. He quickly had home invaders run away from him. He always leaves the sink on if they're killed in their house or a toilet. Oh, geez. Just add insult to injury. All the water damage that must be done to their home. Liver King style. Oh. Raw. Raw.
Do you not feel it, sister? Something familiar. An ancient soul, like the other one. Another defiler, no doubt. Let us fell him and be troubled no more. It would pay the debt of his predecessor.
I wonder what the life cycle of these women. I wonder what the life cycle of these women is, because they're made of tree bark. Do they grow from seeds, or are they humanoid and they give birth to live young? Do they lay eggs? Maybe spores? I don't know. If there's anything Spy Times Family has taught me, assassins are dope. You use them as marbles, Trash? Oh my god, testicale marbles. Ooh. Your knife discussion reminded me of Crocodile Dundee. That's not a knife. This is a knife. While pulling out a short sword. I love the Simpsons scene with Crocodile Dundee. That's not a knife. This is a knife. That's a spoon. I see you've played knifey. Oh no, is it a fork? It might be a fork. I see you've played knifey forky before. I think it's knifey spoony, right? If I was at home, I have a machete, which is basically just a level up from a dagger, right? Why are you always curious about various species mating mechanics? I said nothing about mating. I just said the life cycle. And stop calling me Daddy Kess. That's so uncomfortable. I see you've played knifey spoony before. That's it.
So it would seem, Rhiannon. But we must not hasten to judgment. I see a different motive here. Different questions in these eyes.
Rhiannon? Right, Rhiannon and I'm assuming Sheeta.
What of it, young trespasser? Is it as my sister says? Or are you here to stain this place with foul deeds?
Holy fucking shit. We can be an absolute player. I've forgotten my purpose in the presence of such legendary beauty. Have I begun hallucinating in double? Oh jeez, that's a thirsty dialogue option. I want to get a tomahawk, but they keep selling out. What, like a classic style tomahawk or like a metal, like one that's like, you know, like metal with like a polymer handle or whatever. I am so smart. SMRT. I'll stop. It's a bit uncomfortable for me too. I am significantly older than you. Yeah, that's you know, that's really making it weird, isn't it? The age difference. Well, I am from the Northern Territory of Australia, which is Croc territory. So I suppose it makes total sense for you to have a knife. Several knives, should I say. And a machete. And a tomahawk. I tried to buy a butterfly knife ages ago, but I got yeeted at the border inspection while in transit. I was going to say, I think butterfly knives are like pretty... I think they're illegal a lot of places, right? Maybe call him son then. Oh, please don't call me son. Oh my god. My boy! My boy, have you had a good day? Oh, jeez. Let's not bring my boy back. I feel like you guys really hate it when I start referring to NPCs as my boy. But god damn it, I really miss George in Pathfinder now. Thinking about my boy. I bought a butterfly knife, but it was a comb once. That was legal, unlike yours. Son, have you been a good boy? Oh, that's uncomfortable. They're illegal because of something concealed weapon. I mean, I would suppose so, right? Do I want to go full first, or do I just want to be professional? I seek a man who came through here. Sounds as though you've already met him. No, I'm going full first. I have forgotten my purpose in the presence of such legendary beauty. Have I begun hallucinating double?
Spoken with the transparent eagerness of one whose deformed little stamen has never successfully transferred gametophytes to even the most desperate of pistols, and who wouldn't know a carpal if an herbalist drew him a map.
Let's hope that Sheeda responds a little bit more positively.
You must excuse my sister's temper, old one. Trust me when I say that my sister and I have truly heard them all.
Ah, shit. Well, yep, destroyed, annihilated. I think my testicales just crawled back up inside my body.
Fortunately, you are easier to read than my sister. You are here for the man Theos Exarchanon. This is clear to me.
How the fuck did you gather that from me choosing the thirsty dialogue option?
The answer is yes, old one. We crossed paths with Theos not long ago, and we can tell you where he went. But I find it curious that anyone would seek him out. Suspicious, even. If we are to help you find him, we would know why.
Can I just pick the same dialogue option as before? Oh, I've forgotten what I was going to say because of your sheer beauty. I have a problem and he's the only one who can fix it. Nope, not that one. Stopping him might end Wadewen's legacy. That might be the one to go with. He must face justice for his transgressions. He crossed me. No, not that one. I think this one. Stopping him might end Wadewen's legacy.
So that is the reason he passed this way. This is low, even for the Leaden Key.
Yes.
I told you we should have confronted him, Sheila. He has always been a
Oh, Shiva. Okay, Shiva. I wonder if Theos has ever tried charming
It
them.
would have been the last thing we ever did, sister. Who can be said to have ever gotten the better of Theos?
Oh, that's foreshadowing for me getting my ass kicked by him then. That's while I work with fixed bladed knives. Less chance to slice myself. Ah, I am a sussy chungus. Suspicious. Sussy. Yeah. Why do I do this? Taco? Why do we do anything in life? You know? That's the real question.
Yes, but imagine how much fun it would have been. Can't you just picture him all strung up in vines like an angry little puppet?
Oh, she's into that sort of thing. Ugh.
But that's not what this is really about, is it? You are bound to that man.
Well, I don't know if bound's the right way of phrasing it, but we have some sort of a connection,
I see
yes.
it now. You are awakened. Your soul is awake, and something once buried deep now wells to the surface. Past overwhelms present, closes in around you. Your time has nearly reached its end.
I just need to get to Theos, okay? And if you two aren't willing to, you know, have a little bit of flirtatious dialogue with me, then I just need to get to Theos, okay? I'm not wasting any more time.
I am sorry to tell you this, but Theos cannot give you what you seek. Nor can any man. An awakening cannot be undone, any more than your past can be undone.
I'm not planning on dying at the end of this playthrough, okay? I'm not planning on dying. We're going to find a way. We're going to find a way. Does it even matter? Oh, Taco, now you're getting existential. Does it matter? Do any of our choices matter? I refuse to go down this route of questioning. I refuse. I can't think too deeply about these things. I am a sussy chungus. But if you need someone to disappear, I know a guy. You know a guy? I would assume you know several that could get the job done in your line of work. I need a new dust filter for my Hoover Max Pressure Pro 3000. Oh my god, I've just been rewatching that. I'm on like season 4. Oh god, my body is failing me. It's time for bed. I'll leave with this. Thank you all so much. Let me get the microphone close. Thank you all so much for taking a chance at my little bubble wrap game, especially Darkspark, for convincing you all to begin with. Y'all don't know how much that made my day. I love you all, and you'll definitely see me more in chat in the future. Pale, thank you for coming along. We were glad to help. I think I speak for everyone in chat that played the game. But thank you. Thank you. And I hope to see you again soon. Pale, until next time, keep on keeping on, stay safe, be happy, and of course, goodbye for now. Goodbye for now. Why did Pale become based and sultry? That's just my normal talking voice. This is just my normal talking voice. I apologize. I thought I'd be real for a minute, Taco. I thought I would be real and, you know, read it from the heart. And apparently that's based in sultry. Ding dang dang. Ding dang dang. Of course I know him. Of course I know him. He's me. Good old... is that you, old Ben Kenobi? Why is your normal voice so based in sultry? I truly do not know. I do not know. Believe me. Streaming with this voice was a lot worse when I didn't have a face cam on. Believe it or not, I think the face cam has prevented people from treating me as a piece of meat that has a deep voice. Before I had the face cam, oh boy, some of the things that I got asked to do, oof, Twitch used to be an uncomfortable place, let's put it that way. It's almost 1 a.m. I better try and sleep, says Trash. Trash, sleep well, keep your knife within arm's distance. And until next time, keep on keeping on, stay safe, be happy. Goodbye for now, Trash. Don't get caught at the border. You're going to get me a new dust filter for my Hoover Max Pressure Pro 3000. I think Trash could probably help you escape from life in some way. I just don't think it would be that way. You know, I think Trash's line of work is it differs somewhat to that. Oh god, now I need to try and impersonate Mr. Mercer. How do I do a dare again? He kind of talks like he's from down the southern states, but this is a little bit too more. What's she mean? I thought Mayor Wald said, this is permanent? I don't remember how Sagani talks. I'm sorry. Oh, Durance. We did not come this road together to be refused passage by a pair of talking saplings. To be chained to such a past. Her face is pale, her eyes hollow. A bitter and grievous thing, Watcher. So this has all been for nothing, and I'm going to lose my mind?
The soul is formless without a past to shape it. Did you truly expect to be able to wipe it away?
I mean... I'd rather have tried to put things right. A noble thought, but for the lifetimes that separate you from your problems.
However, as much as my sister speaks truly that there is no way back from an awakening, there may yet be a way forward. Would you agree, Shiva?
I fucking knew it. She doesn't want me to die either. My cheap chat-up line, my cheap flirtatious dialogue choice, it worked in some minor way. Is that Rasputin? Oh my god, I did not connect the dots when I first saw Durance. I did not view him as Rasputin. But now every time I see his little profile pic, all I'm going to think of is Rasputin.
I would. Were the way not so likely to end in death.
Well, I mean, death may be preferable to what lies in store for me.
It may, but not all deaths are alike, and the man you pursue is versed in thousands of them.
The man Theos you must already know by now. You are linked by a common past. Something about it lingers within you, festering, unresolved. What it is I cannot see any more than you. And without that knowledge, your doom is certain.
So I have to confront my past lives, sorry, to have any chance of surviving.
But were you to learn the source of this discord, perhaps it could be put to rest. Though it is equally possible it will trouble you as much now as it did then, and merely speed your condition to its end.
My past comes to me in pieces. How do I unlock the rest?
You might wait for it to come on its own, of course. But when it comes, it will replace your sanity's last breath. Such is the nature of your condition.
That's it. The shitty pickup lines always work. Damn girl, are you a construction worker? Because you're building. Ugh. The little at the end always helps as well, right?
Or you could learn it from someone who already knows.
Theos, would he remember?
It is said the gods made his memory perfect, that he may never forget his charge. If he ever knew, he still does.
So Theos is the answer to it then?
Not that he would tell you, of course.
You have followed the right person for the wrong reason, it seems. We see it often beneath the elms. The soul dragging mind and body to unknown places for unfathomable reasons. You may have wandered into Theos' path many times, in many lifetimes, without an awakening to show you why.
The only thing that's certain is you did not find what you sought.
You said you know where he went.
He has gone down beneath the tower to a place older than we, where the people of Engwith once walked. He makes his way to the buried city, Sun and Shadow.
May he stay down there and rot with the remains of his people.
He may yet. He won't be returning the way he came, that much is certain. He opened a secret path in the tower's base, and saw it destroyed behind him through some vile means.
Is there another way to get to him?
We know of one. On the burial isle, through the court of the penitents, Braeth Yaman. A shortcut, in fact.
I wish they would start talking English. I have no idea what this means. Brief Yaman? A shortcut?
Don't be cruel, sister. The way my sister speaks of is not for the faint of heart. A great pit at the center of a forgotten court, where faiths were judged in place of crimes. To most, it is simply a gateway to death. With the help of the gods, it can take you where you want to go.
What do you mean, with the help of the gods?
The pit is said to have been a means of judgment by the gods. Those cast into it are meant to die. It is that way you must pass to reach Sun and Shadow. The court is old. We do not know much for certain, but it would seem only the gods themselves can grant passage.
What is this court?
No more than a ruin now. It is older than we, a place for the trial of heretics. We were not here to witness it, but at one time there was a group that refused to acknowledge the gods. Neither the first nor the last, of course, but these were numerous and all put on trial for it. Those who did not repent were cast into the pit and imprisoned below. The fall killed them, of course. The prison was not for people, but for their souls.
Oh, shit.
And their sentences were eternal. It is said that many of the condemned repented and were permitted by the gods to ascend from the pit, so long as they pledged their service to one of them. But these are old legends.
And how would I get the gods to help me?
Behind us is Ter Evron, said to pierce the shroud itself and a place of communion with all gods. If ever there was a time for prayer, you have found it.
I don't think I worship a god, right? shit, I need to find a god to start worshipping pretty quick. Boy, who would I pray to? Any god you can, I should think.
I would pray first to those gods you like best. I hope for your sake the feeling is shared.
Gravy Daddy? Oh, can I pray to Gravy Daddy? Have you guys heard of the Gravy Daddy? The great Gravy Daddy in the sky? Could I pray to him? Will this be a crossover between my Cult of the Lamb playthrough and Pillars of Eternity? Oh, Gravy Daddy, who art in gravy. Gravy be thy name. Thy gravy be done in the bowl as it is in the dish. I thought you were the Gravy Daddy. No, Voices, I've tried to make this so obvious to everyone. I am not the Gravy Daddy. I'm a simple, I'm like the Gravy Daddy's favorite child. That's it. Cult of the Lamb. This is Kessler Cannon now. Kept trying to push that, but he's rejecting it. I like calling him Gravy Daddy. I do not like being called Gravy Daddy. I think that's where the problem lies. I am certainly not worthy of the title. Gravy Daddy lives in the sky. He provides gravy for all of the children. I'm just Kess. You know, I can't take the title of Gravy Daddy. I also don't like the connotations that might come with being called Gravy Daddy. Like, oh, Daddy, give us your gravy. Fuck, that's getting clipped, isn't it? I need to stop opening my dumb fucking mouth. So the only way to get through this pit is to pray for help?
Not the only way. Just the only one that doesn't end with your body impaled on jagged rocks.
Oh, nice. The followers keep asking for you, Gravy, Daddy. You don't get to choose greatness. Greatness chooses you. Are we really contemplating the idea that Gravy Daddy is greatness? I mean, the Gravy Daddy is great, okay? The Gravy Daddy is great, but I am not fit for the greatness of the Gravy Daddy. That's what I'm trying to say. Is there no other way? Can I, you know, besides from impaling myself on rocks?
None.
Okay. How do I pray?
Ter Evron is also called the Hall of Stars.
I've never done it before.
And the stars show us the allegiances of the gods.
Holy
When
fucking
stars
shit,
are
we've
in
already
conjunction,
indoctrinated someone else.
We know the gods they represent.
Nightcrawler, no!
are aligned as well.
I have seen what the Cult of the Gravy Daddy can do. I might be the leader of the cult, but I'm still going to try and turn people away if I can. No, all hail the Gravy Daddy, okay? All hail the Gravy Daddy. If you want to join the cult, then you're welcome to join the cult. What was that heresy I just heard? You didn't hear anything. I speak only the true. The true of the Gravy Daddy. Okay, so.
You should choose a place to pray where you'll be closest to those you want to hear you. If a god stands alone, you should pray to that god. If they band together, you should address them all. Choose your words wisely, for all gods expect proper homage, and none has patience for fools.
I do not. I know Magrin is like the goddess of fire or whatever. Barath is the god or goddess of renewal. Aeophis, that's it. Aeophis is the god of, I don't know, like farmers. Fuck. I have other questions. Can you tell me about all the gods? Yes, I need to know about praying for support of the gods.
We will tell you what we can.
Never mind. I can't ask the dumb question, which is, could you tell me about all of the gods
Before
and what
you
they
go,
represent?
tell me this, old one.
Oh,
I'm
oh.
curious.
So call me old, by the way.
If you were to subdue your enemy, what would you do with him? What would give you peace?
Oh, boy. I won't know until I get there. I need to understand our history so it may be put to rest. He must be destroyed. I would return him to the wheel of life and death so he may trouble me no more. I wish to undo the harm he's caused. I would set him on a better path. I don't know about this one. I just wish to undo the harm he's caused.
You would need to have twice as many lifetimes as he to repair his savage work.
If they know that he's like an utter piece of shit, why did they let him by the first time round? Maybe you were sent here To spread the word of the Great Gravy Daddy? It's as good a reason as any, right? Maybe that was the reason for my birth, all those millennia ago. But perhaps there are strides you can make.
All the same, think on this matter. Be assured in your course. In the end, it may mean all the difference, not just to his soul, but to yours.
Getting a bit tired of cold tea now, guys. I might need to go and grab a can of cola soon.
And be warned. Some questions have answers that can never be learned. And it is those that trouble the soul above all others. May you find an answer to yours.
Clipped? Wait, what was clipped? What was clipped? Nothing bad, I hope. You need one of those mug heaters? Yeah, I feel like one of those mug heaters would just end up hurting me. You know, I'd end up fucking up in some way and just scalding myself. Check the Discord. Called Gravy Daddy. Like, oh, Daddy, give us your gravy. Oh, I suppose I asked for that one, didn't I? What's this one? The idea of a sugar daddy, I think that really puts people off. Fucking hell, it got me again. It got me again. I knew it was coming up on the clip and it still caught me off guard. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. One of my best clipping works, if I do say so myself. Fuck. Why am I so naive? Oh God. Let's close that. Let's forget about that. That doesn't exist, okay? Doesn't exist. Don't know what you're talking about. Didn't happen. Show me the proof. Show me the proof and I'll believe it. Okay. Boom. Okay, tell you what, guys. I'm going to quickly go grab a can of cola and then I'm going to come back. I'll be like a minute tops. It's just in the other room. So, see you soon. Boop. I've tried something with the green screen to see if that makes it better. I think it has. I think it's actually worked, guys. Crazy, isn't it? Oh, boy. Oh, God. Nightcrawler, we're already on to talking about the weather? Jeez, that's like my emergency conversation option. That can't be. There we go. Wonderful. Oh, boy. Right, okay. So, what's going on in the Discord? Am I missing stuff? Ah, shit. That got clipped as well. Knocking clipception. Fuck. You clipped that too. It's pretty chilly here. -10. -10, really? What temperature is it with me? Let's wait for it to update. Really? -10? That's crazy. Surely not. Oh, just 10? Oh, I was gonna say somehow you're in a colder area than me. I'm on 5 degrees right now. 5 degrees. It's a little bit chilly. Can we make it free of free? No. No. Same here. Plus 14 degrees Celsius in midwinter. Yikes. Yikes. So is that our weather conversation? I mean, with that being said, I was just about to say, is that our weather conversation done? Nightcrawler, what's it like with you? We've discussed our weather. Share your weather with the team. Oh, let me crack this open. Cracking a cold one open with the boys. It's essential. Right, so I need to go and find out about gods. I need to be reborn. I'm going to be a born-again Christian. Do I need to go in there, or do I need to go elsewhere? So, I need to... Yeah, I do need to go in there. Okay. Let's try this. My son is really looking forward to making snowmen in the park. He's been waiting for winter to come for like 40 days now. Jeez. I wish we had more opportunities up here to make snowmen, but unfortunately, when it does snow here, it's normally just so cold and wet to start with that the snow just won't lay. A toasting 19 Celsius here? Oh my god, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. What are these? Oh, luminescent Ardra shard? It's not stealing, so I'm going to take it. Oh, now I can click on that. 10 Years of Dawn. Selected correspondences of Giftbringer Aiden. The Enigmatic God of Cold. Are these books about all the gods? The Final Journal of Jonas. I already have a copy of that. How is it the Final Journal of Jonas if there's multiple copies? Missives of the Hand Occult. The Many Faces. These are books about the gods, aren't they? This is my little lore dive so I can figure out what the gods are. Who the gods are. Book of the Hunt. Daily Affirmations of Focus and Efficiency. Excerpts from the Sermon of Struggle. Oh, didn't mean to click that. The Queen That Was and Still Is. I feel like I need to read those. Yeah, we need a certain kind of snow to be able to make snowballs or snowmen. Yeah, most of the time it's just like it's so wet here that it won't lay, or if it does lay, then it's just kind of like that horrible slushy snow. More books to put in your inventory and never read. I actually think I am going to read these ones to try and get some idea of the gods. Unless, of course, somebody's just going to go ahead and say, this is a quick summary of what the gods are. In which case, I'll just read the summary. That's the only problem, isn't it? Now they're all mixed in. I need to... Oh, it doesn't even have, like, recently picked up sorting. Yikes. Should have read them when they were in the storage, I think. Oh, boy. Look at Adair's... are they all in Adair's inventory? Oh, most of them are by the looks of it. Nice. Okay, so Galawain is god of the hunt, I'm guessing. Galawain's teachings, perseverance and cleverness are prized by Galawain above brute force. A fact my young pups often forget. So Galawain's probably quite, Anamenfath, probably worshipped by the Glenfathans, I would assume. Reading them out loud? No, probably not. I'm just going to glance through them. I feel like it'll take me a while to sit and read them out loud, whereas scrolling through them is probably a little bit quicker. Quite a lot quicker, I would imagine. The Many Faces of Baran. Oh, that was not a good time for ASMR time. Really? Really? Like, do I just have to sit and do this? The Many Faces of Baran. I don't know. I don't really like whispering. I don't like, I've never enjoyed whispering. I would much rather just talk quietly and chilled out. How fitting that we know the god of cycles, doorways, mortality, and inevitability as Baraf. While the Valians know this very same god as Sirono. For if nothing else, Baraf teaches us that duality exists in all things. There is life in death and death in life. Embrace this duality and you honor Baraf. It's called soft speaking in the... I love how you've put quotation marks around both. It's called soft speaking in the community. Soft speaking. I mean, I feel like soft speaking's fairly straightforward, right? Like, I know what that means. As for community, I'm assuming that's just everybody that watches ASMR content. Say ooh woo like Sean Connery. Okay, so how do I get into Sean Connery? It's the same phrase every time, isn't it? 17 Norge and 1 yash still means yash. Shocking, isn't it? Ooh woo. I feel like it's not really a good enough phrase, like a good phrase to say in his voice, because it's just ooh woo. 17 Norge and 1 ooh woo still means ooh woo. Oh jeez. I feel like Matt Berry has the more emotive voice, you know? 17 no's and 1 yes still means ooh woo. Although with that being said, I feel like that sound alert that I recorded, what is it? Was it Video Game Connoisseur or something like that? I feel like that one was in Matt Berry's voice, but I don't remember. Could be wrong. So in the ruins Anamenfath, Baraf is depicted in the form of 2 semi-skeletal figures, 1 male, 1 female. Okay, so life in death and death in life.
Why, yes, I do consider myself to be a fine connoisseur of the Vidjagames.
No, that is not Matt Berry at all. It's just general pretentious voice, apparently. Pretty close, though. Pretty close. I was sure that one of them was Matt Berry. Maybe not. Baraf has the most petitioners of every god, and this is likely true. Who amongst us has not played for the cycle to hiccup? Okay, so god of the cycle, basically. God of life and death. Baraf. Whale. What is Whale the god of? She saw the eyeless face in a dream? Oh, whale sounds kind of creepy. She described an amawa of brilliant blue hues with a featureless face surrounded by a swarm of eyes. No 2 eyes alike. Okay. Skane, what is Skane? I feel like Skane's one of the bad gods, like, right? Like one of the evil gods, maybe? God of Cold. Young students are often confused by Baraf and Rimagan's seemingly overlapping roles in holding dominion over death. Baraf oversees the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Rimagan oversees the cold, destructive act of death itself. I feel like we're probably going to go with Baraf, right? It seems like maybe the most natural one to lean towards. I've got to be honest, a lot of these gods are seeming kind of, well, kind of antagonistic. Ooh. Sing, O ocean waves, of Andra's sorrow, of her unrequited love for the unattainable moon. Oh, I like the sound of this. Is this the god of poetry? Sing of the ocean's sorrow so that we may forget our own. Each day the tides reenact Andra's longing for the great moon. The waters reaching out at high tide, yearning for the heavenly body, only to slump into low tide when the moon proves unattainable. None of them sound particularly gravy related. I mean, you could say that the sea is kind of like a big bowl of gravy, right? You asked me once why I loved Andra so dearly, how I could go from a life on dry land to being a devotee to the goddess of the oceans. Oh, I do kind of like that. And then if we devoted ourselves to the goddess of the oceans, like, would that tie in with game 2? Maybe? To metagame a little bit? I have devoted my life to helping others discard painful memories, for that is the gift Andra gave me. When I lost my young daughter, my wife and I were inconsolable until a gift bearer offered to take my toddler's toys and cast them into the deepest waters. Truth be told, I and the other gift bearers I know have never even spoken to Andra. She's largely silent, and when she does speak, she uses floods and tidal waves instead of words, but we sing of the ocean's sorrow so that others may forget theirs. Andra's story, the story of desire unanswered, actually matters to people like you and me. Magran cannot steer you to victory over sadness. Hylia cannot force joy down a crying throat. Only Andra can give us the strength to persevere when life seems without worth. And that is the answer to your question regarding why I love my goddess so dearly. Wait, was this one of the... No, it can't have been. No, it wasn't. What about Aethys? Could we worship Aethys? Tell you what, I think we're going to dive into like the worshipping stone, which I'm assuming is this thing here. This thing in the center. And I'm going to look them up online if I need to. Like breakdowns of them. Or at least any of the ones that I might have missed. Ooh, shit, what's this?
This place is one where a spirit...
Also, I need to build something, I think. Oh, no. I just need to assign someone. Kana, go do it. Do I need to build anything? Nope, 14 hours. All good. Oh, fuck. There's more gods than I thought. Wait, what's this one? Is this Aethys? Oh, no. It's Wales. A piercing ring fills your ears as you near Wales Shrine. There is no other response. Okay. Have you seen the Get in the Water clip? Angry Poseidon talking to the hero? No, I have not. Abaddon, Rimagand, Andra, Skane, Magran, Galawain, Hylia, Barath. So no Aethys. I'm assuming this is Aethys. Oh no, that's Wodica. Wait, where's Aethys at? Why doesn't Aethys have a shrine? Posted it in the tabletop shop if you want to take a look later. Ooh, thank you, voices. I will indeed. So we have Barath, god of life, death, and rebirth. Andra, god of the sea, or goddess of the sea. I think Barath's a goddess as well, right? Skane. Magran's like god of like cleansing fire, I think. I think Abaddon is like god of craftsman or something like that. Galawain, I believe, is god of the hunt. Rimagand is god of like death itself. Hylia. What is Hylia the goddess of? I found it very inspiring for my next D&D campaign as a DM. Ooh. Ding dong dong. Oh. Yeah, like I said yesterday, I want to get back to playing D&D at some point, but it's I don't know, D&D kind of leaves a weird taste in my mouth at the minute. Just because obviously, well, I spent a lot of time playing with people that I won't be playing with in the future. You did save your game before doing this, right? I did now. I did now. Let me tab out and let me just... That's interesting, actually. It's not letting me... There we go. Wonderful. Oh, no, it still doesn't want to let me. There we go. Right, so let's look up Hylia. The goddess of birds. Birds? I meant to say birds. So Hylia is the goddess of birds, the sky, childbirth, and creative creative inspiration. Wow. Okay. So the sky, birds, maternity, creativity, language, song, invention, and the arts. Interesting. Baraf. Let's take a look at Baraf. In fact, actually, I'm going to pull this up on screen here. Well, not on screen, but just so I can see it. And also keep an eye on chat. Births? You might have a problem, Cass. I didn't say births, did I? I thought I said births. Like with a V? I don't know. My accent's kind of terrible. Baraf. God of cycles, of doors, and of life and death itself. Okay, we kind of knew that already. What else besides Baraf? Let's go to deities. I feel like that'll be easier to cycle through them. So we've got Ondra, we've got Skane, we've got Wodica, we've got Galawain, we've got Baraf, we've got Whale, which we can't choose, I don't believe. We've got Rimagan, we've got Abaddon, we've got Magrin. Oh. Fuck. Why are you being a little bitch and not letting me cycle through them? Ah, fucking hell. Right, there we go. So Ondra is the goddess of all seas and oceans, who according to legend was in love with the moon. She's venerated by fishermen, sailors, those who live near water. Oh yeah, I was a pirate. I was a pirate raider, wasn't I? That's my backstory. So maybe Ondra would make sense. Nightcrawler says, I gotta say, man, I don't typically tune into streams. Not really my thing, but you've got a great vibe, and I'm a big fan of your personality. I'm thoroughly enjoying just hanging out here. Keep it up. Thanks, Nightcrawler. I appreciate that. I really do. Glad to hear that you're having a good time. As for my vibe, I don't know. I kind of just, I've said from the get-go, I kind of just come here to hang out and well, do my thing, you know? I think a lot of folks are pretty focused on gameplay. I don't really think I am. I'm a pretty chatty streamer, as it turns out. Who would have thunk? So, maybe Ondra would make sense for us. I'll keep it in mind. Skane, also known as the Quiet Slave, is the god of secret hatred, resentment, and violent rebellion. That doesn't sound like us. Let's skip over that one. As a streamer, he's great. As a gamer, he's a nub. I don't know if... I don't know. I feel like you're maybe going easy on me with the second bit, and you're maybe going easy on me with the first bit, you know? As a streamer, I'm totally average, and as a gamer, I'm not worthy of Twitch. That's the way I'd go for it. Wodica is a deity known by many names, including the Exiled Queen, the Burned Queen, Oathbinder, and the Strangler. Her domains include law, justice, oaths, and promises, rightful rulership, hierarchies, memory, and vengeance. Oh, she sounds very lawful neutral. Okay. I don't really like the sound of her. Galawain, yeah, god of the hunt, patron of the hunt in all its forms. He's also a protector of wild places and untamed wilderness, where the hunt manifests in its purest form as a daily struggle for survival. I kind of like the sound of Galawain, but I think Ondra makes more sense. I definitely like how real you are. Just hanging out is underrated. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like... Because I don't watch a lot of streams either, so I think that's part of... the reason why I stream the way I do. I've never really been big into streaming. So I don't really have anyone to base myself off, which I think other people, maybe they do that. Maybe they watch other streamers, and so they have an expectation of what they should do on stream. Whereas for me, I just kind of wing it as I go along. It's working so far. In this world, even the gods are grey. There are no pure good or pure evil deities. Yeah, I suppose it's kind of a poor... It's kind of... It's not a good idea for me to try and say, oh, that god seems like lawful neutral, like I did with Wodaka, but like it's kind of... It's a way that I can simplify things in my head a little bit. Okay, we've got Baraf. We've been over Baraf. Whale. Whale is the patron of dreams, secrets, mysteries, and revelations. It sounds to me like some sort of Lovecraftian nightmare. Rimergand, also known as the Beast of Winter, is the god of all manifestation of erosion and collapse. Examples include death, famine, plague, or simple bad luck. Little boy. Yeah, I don't think we'll go with Rimergand. What about Abaddon? Abaddon is the god of crafting and the forge and patron of the Knights of the Crucible. Ah, okay. Followers of Abaddon should work hard, value the work of others, and teach students their craft. Okay. Don't really think it ties to my character, so I'm going to go ahead and... Even though I kind of like the idea of Abaddon. Is it Abaddon or Abaddon? It's probably Abaddon, right? Because Abaddon is, I believe, one of the devils or demons from Pathfinder / D&D. Wodaka, she seems to care about people. She helps them a lot, but she also likes to strangle from time to time. Oh, jeez. She likes people. It's just occasionally she gets a bit choky, you know? It really is going to be a choice, I think, between Andra, Galawain, and Baraf. Baraf, I feel like Baraf is like the... Canon is a bad way of putting it, but I feel like Baraf is like the sort of story-friendly option of gods to worship, given that she's like the goddess of rebirth and of the cycle and of the wheel, and that's kind of what this whole story is about at the minute in this game. But I think going with my character's backstory, I think Andra is going to be the god we go with. I think going with the goddess of the seas and the oceans is probably the one to go with. Let me have a quick look. So her portfolio is oceans, seas, forgotten places and things, loss, mourning, the tide, and restlessness. I think it's going to be Andra. Maybe that's a thing. Jesus. Abaddon is different from Abaddon. And Abaddon is also from the Bible. Yeah, I think you're right. I think Abaddon is mentioned in the Bible. I don't know if that is like a servant of hell, so to speak, that's mentioned in the Bible, or if it's just a biblical name. But I feel like you are right with that. I never imagined gods could have kinks. Godly kinks. Cass, did Aru also enjoy a little... Yikes. Yikes. So, Andra it is, I think. Andra it is. I think that's the lore-friendly one to go with for my character's backstory. Yeah, let's do this. Wait, why can't I hear the game? There we go. Let's go ahead and turn this up a little bit, actually. It seems a bit quiet. There we go. Right. So. Andra. In the nearby constellation, you can make out the shape of a strange horned beast. From time to time, you think you sense a faint chill emanating from the shrine itself. No. I'm looking for Andra. I thought that was Andra there. That's Baraf. Wait, so why can't I pray to Ondra? Can I only choose from Baraf, Hylia, Galawain, and Rimagand? Why can't I choose from Ondra? Why can't I pray to Ondra? Did I have to like complete quests or something prior to this to be able to pray to those gods? I think I'm gonna have to Google this. I went through all of that effort to pick a god that I would like to worship. Oh boy. Pillars of Eternity. Oh, so can I only... Ah, so I think they're groups. So... so if I want to pray to Ondra, then I have to talk to Rimagand. If I want to pray to, like, Magrin, then I need to go through Galawain. So the only options are Baraf, Hylia, Galawain, and Rimagand, but then they're grouped. So I could either go with Baraf, who's on her own. I could go with Hylia, who's on her own. I could go with Galawain, who would potentially lead to Magrin and Abaddon. Or I could go with Rimagand, which would lead to Ondra and Skane. Ah, that makes me kind of conflicted because I don't really want to go with the god of death itself, but that's the only way of getting to Ondra. Pull it? What, you think I should pull it? It might help, because honestly, I'm kind of conflicted now. Like, I think I am going to pull it because I'm so conflicted with the idea of if I want to go with the goddess of the sea, which I think makes very much like a lot of sense for my character. If I want to go with that, then I'm going to have to go through the god of death first, which I mean, I suppose it could kind of fit given that I was a pirate raider that is now reformed and is trying to be a kind wayfarer. At the same time, Baraf kind of feels like the story-friendly choice, but also kind of the boring choice, you know what I mean? Let's leave it up to a poll. Let me go ahead and get a poll running. You guys can choose for me. New poll. Which god? We will have Rimagand. We will have Baraf. We will have Hylia. Oh, I should probably put down what they are as well. God of Death. Baraf. God of Cycles. And, oh, just cycles that will have to be. Hylia is the god of arts, I think, or creativity. Ooh. And then we have Galawain. Shit, I can't put hunt. I'm gonna have to put god of hunt rather than god of the hunt. Right, okay. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's set it for like a minute on the timer. And let's get ready to go. 3, 2, 1, boom. Boo, 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 boo. Leon Palladino, hey, all for your stream on... I'm sorry? All for my stream on what? We don't allow links here. We don't allow links here. Okay, guys. Let me know what I should go with. How do we poll? It should pop up at the top of chat. I think we've got like 20 seconds going. 20 seconds left. I'm very new to this. Don't worry about Nightcrawler. If I need to restart it, then I'll restart it. I did only put the 1 minute timer on. But yeah, it should be at the top of chat. However, since I'm viewing this on PC and I'm viewing it on Stream View or Stream Control View, maybe voices could help out. Oh, okay. Nightcrawler, did you get a chance to vote? Because if not, we might make you the tiebreaker. We have Barath, God of Cycles. We have Galawain, God of Hunting, or God of the Hunt. 1 vote for each. 50-50 split. It's curious, though, because neither of those were what I was initially going to go with. God of Hunt. Okay, you voted for God of Hunt. We have Barath, God of Cycles. We need a tiebreaker. What do? I either get the next person who types in chat to vote for one of those, or I roll a dice, and we have a dice determine what choice we make. Fudge. What the hell do I do here? So Barath or Galawain? So God of the Hunt or God of Cycles? Oh, you voted for Hunt? Nightcrawler seconded. So we're going with the God of the Hunt then. Okay. Galawain it is. God of the Hunt. Before this shrine sits the constellation of a snarling hound, fangs bared. Pray to Galawain. You kneel before the shrine and prepare to recite the ritual words. Oh, fuck. Wait, do I have to get this right? So Galawain is God of the Hunt. So, survival begins with strength from within? I mean, that sounds right. Survival, the hunt? Yes, this must be right. Survival. Let me just have a quick look through. That's going to be oh my god. That's going to be a Biden. That's Wodiker, obviously. That's going to be the God of Mysteries, which I forget. Is it Skane, possibly? Tomorrow my master chokes on his own whip. That's the, yeah, I know who that is. All life ends in stillness. That feels like Rimagand. I sing of the ocean's sorrow so that I may forget my own. That's Andra. Struggle is our fundamental nature. Oh. That's Hylia. Survival begins with strength from within. The air around you stirs and a gust of warm wind blows across the back of your neck. You catch the faintest smell of wet earth. We got it right. Holy shit. Cass, did you not read the books? Yeah, I read most of them. I read part of them. I read part of each. Okay. As you kneel in front of the shrine, you feel yourself pushed forward. You catch yourself on your hands and knees, feeling warm, damp ground beneath them. Looking around, you find yourself crouched in a clearing in the middle of the woods. The smell of dirt hangs heavy in the air. Behind you is a darkened room filled with candlelit shrines. Ahead, you hear the howl of some kind of hound. Wait, if I had went over to Rimagand's shrine and had recited the prayer for Andra, would I be speaking with Andra? I'm kind of curious. I might do a reload after this to see if that's possible. You feel certain this is a vision, but the hairs on the nape of your neck still rise. Let's howl back. The beast bays in response, its voice high and clear. The thick undergrowth shivers with movement, and heavy paws pound the wet grass. You're not certain if the creature is hunting or leading you, but you instinctively give chase. As you tumble through dew-speckled bushes, and clawing brambles, each stride feels longer than the last. You draw lungfuls of crisp, clear air and feel your energy renewed. The rhythm of your stride and the thumping of the beast's paws drive the blood thrumming into your ears. You speed ahead, following the hound's cries. When a split-finger pine crashes to the ground in front of you, a massive bear lunges into the gap and roars. It catches sight of you. You turn and race in the opposite direction, leaping over the fallen tree trunk. Pine cones crunch underfoot. The bear lumbers after you. Its hot breath washes over the back of your neck, filling your nose with the rank odor of slaughter. You see a clearing just past a thicket of broadleaves and sprint toward it. As you break through the foliage, you see a massive lioness curled up in the clearing in front of you. With a last burst of energy, you divert your momentum and hurl yourself into the bushes. Run fast, run far. Fucking bears. Any second now you expect to feel the bear fall upon you, but a furious roar on the other side of the clearing draws your attention. The bear has stopped at the tree line. It swipes the empty air and with claws large enough to rend armor, but it does not advance. The lioness, for her part, twists her body into a tight coil. She growls, her ears pressed against her head, but she makes no move to attack the intruder. Oh, Sagani's here. Fuck. Sagani murmurs to you under her breath. At this point, I've hunted all the world, and I've never seen predators like these. I thought I was on my own. You back deeper into the foliage, keeping your eyes on the two mighty predators. As you crawl backwards, the heel of your hand brushes something furred. A warm sigh grazes your cheek. You freeze in place, slowly turning your head to see what waits behind you. Two amber eyes shine in the darkness. If I'm dying here, at least it was with my friends. Endurance. Jesus Christ. The eyes meet your gaze briefly, then turn to the standoff in the clearing. The hound behind you yawns, fangs flashing. When you turn back, the lion and the bear have disappeared. In their place is a stone wolf's maw, gaping wide enough to swallow you whole. Beyond it is the outline of a temple, towering but indistinct. Blood must feed the maw, watcher. See that a true champion reigns. Okay, so that was one vision. I want to try this. I want to... Oh, no, it does say pray to Rimagand. So I'm going to go ahead and make a hard save right now. And I'm just going to try using Ondra's prayer to Rimagand. I sing of the ocean's sorrow so that I may forget my own. The words seem to fade once voiced, as if they were cast into a vast emptiness. The hall grows deathly still and silent, and then the ground starts to tremble beneath your feet. Yeah, no, that was not the right thing to do. Oh, fuck. Oh, hydrate. Let me take a sip of cola. Okay, so that was not the right thing to do. So I need to get it right. Otherwise, I'm going to get attacked. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, so we want to get the prayers right, otherwise we're going to have to deal with enemies. Right. Okay, pray to Rimagand. He is the god of death, specifically cold. So... all life ends in stillness. You feel a sudden gust of cold air, as if the shrine were bursting into wintry life. The frigid wind cuts through you like a sharpened blade, and darkness encroaches upon the edges of your sight. You kneel and close your eyes. As you pray, the blackness fades to white, and a howling wind fills your ears. The vision that slowly resolves itself is a broad frozen plain. You see a procession of elves in the distance, periodically fading into and emerging from the whiteness. They trudge over snow banks, their heads down against the driving winds. That sounds like the the wind that wends. Is that what the place is called? I thought the poll resulted in the god of the hunt. It did. I'm just kind of curious to see what the payoff is for each of them. I know this place. That is the white that wends. There we go. White that wends. As they trek past you, one man bundled in furs turns his head. You headed for Noonfrost. And the Frost-hewn breach too? Before you can answer, he's lumbered ahead. You follow the caravan, and in a couple of minutes you come to a wall of ice. It disappears into the pale emptiness overhead and stretches as far as you can see in either direction. The elves stop in front of a mirror-smooth section that's framed like a temple door. It seems somehow thinner than the rest of the wall. You can't see what's on the other side, but a debilitating cold emanates from within. The elves pull pickaxes and shovels from their sealskin packs and begin hacking at the smooth ice, their implements flying through the air in swift, shining arcs. Though they throw their bodies into their labor, not one of them so much as scratches the polished ice. Yet with each blow, something bellows in the distance. Whatever that is, it's huge and angry. And it's coming our way. Adair calls out to the elves, "Hey, you might want to hold off on that." But that howling wind seems to swallow up his voice. The elves hack away, seeming oblivious to the furious lowing and to the tremors under your feet. The snow has risen to your knees, your legs feel frozen in the drifts. I feel like this is a test. The god of death. Would he want me to kill them? Probably not. I feel like they're his worshippers, right? Try to get the elves' attention. Everything ends in stillness. That was the prayer, right? All life ends in stillness. So we wait. You watch as the elves continue to work at the ice. They pay no heed to the rumbling roar or the numbing wind. Their movements, however, gradually slow. They labor at the ice with arduously sluggish movements until they finally freeze in place. Some mid-swing and others preparing for the next blow. You touch the elf nearest to you and he crumbles into a mound of snow. A final gale blows past, scattering the remains of the elves in a chaotic flurry. You notice a single spiderweb crack in the smooth barrier. It's the only thing that mars the perfect surface of the ice. Whatever's on the other side of the strange doorway, you feel it tugging at you. Only when you look back and see the parallel gashes trailing behind your legs in the snow do you realize how strong its pull is.
My end comes to all things in time. Seal the frost-hewn breach and instruct the pilgrims in the patience of Remergond.
At first I thought that was Taliesin Jaffe. I don't think it is. Seal the frost-hewn breach and instruct the pilgrims in the patience of Remergond. With my finger. Plug the hole with a handful of snow. You fill your hand with snow and shove it into the crack. It hardens instantly, and a hoary rime grows over the smooth surface of the frozen doorway, fusing it with the rest of the wall. When you take your hand away, a perfect crystal of ice remains in your palm. As you examine the crystal, the vision around you fades, but the unmelting shard of ice remains in your hand. Let's see what Baraf has to say. Once more you stand before the shrine, and the skull constellation which marks its dedication to Baraf. So, there is life in death and death in life. There is a rippling shift in the air around you, as if some unfelt wind has changed, bringing unexpected warmth. You feel the peculiar weight of an unseen presence and of eyes upon you. Do we have to just go with one god, or can we go with all of them? I kind of feel like having more than one god on our side might be useful. You kneel and pray to Baraf. Even while your eyes are closed, you see a road that seems to stretch on forever. The stars wheel overhead in a clockwork rotation of constellations, disappearing over the horizon to your left, only to rise on your right. You try to make out the details on either side of the road, but your eyes can't seem to focus. One moment you think you see a meadow blanketed with mist, and another, sheer canyon walls. For just an instant, you even see waves lapping at the edges of the road. Were you to step into the shifting landscape, you feel certain you would only end up back on the road. You know this is a vision, but the packed dirt feels firm beneath your feet and the night air cool on your face. You are walking. Your feet seem to carry you forward of their own accord. Something looms ahead of you. As you get closer, you see two stone figures that look strangely familiar. Bunen I Anku and Anku I Bunen. Is that basically life has death and death has life? Two of the oldest representations of Baraf? I believe it is. Death within life and life within death. You remember the door to Clearban Relag and the two figures carved into the mountain next to it. One looks vaguely male and the other vaguely female. Only a thin layer of flesh covers their skeletal bodies, which twist to face the doorway beneath them. Between them, sorry. The doorway, however, is not what you saw in the ruins. It's a skull, gaping and jawless, and as you look on, its mouth seems to grow. The arms of the two stone sculptures are swept toward the mouth, inviting you in. Enter the skull's mouth. The road continues through the moor to another shifting landscape surrounded by stars. As you pass through it, you see an identical doorway in the distance. A dwarven man stands near it, unmoving. You turn and look behind you, only to see the skull gate you just passed facing you. An elven woman waits in the road. Like the dwarf, she stands still. Right, I feel as though the dwarf... I think Barath has, like, different aspects, right? And I think the dwarven man is one of her aspects, but as for the elven woman, I'm not 100% certain. I'm going to go ahead and go with the elven woman. Let's see how this goes. You start towards her. There's something unnatural about the way she stands. She's too still. When you get closer, you see that her legs taper into a slender trunk, and in place of her feet are gnarled, twisting roots. That doesn't sound like Barath. She lifts her face to an invisible sun. Her long golden hair is the colour of autumn leaves, and as you look more closely, you realise that her head is actually covered with tendrils and vines sprouting brilliant yellow leaves. Each glimmers with the essence of an entire soul. She gives you a beatific smile as you lean on. The leaves slowly fall from her head and settle at her roots. They melt into the path beneath her, and almost immediately new leaves sprout in the place of the old. She reaches towards you, still smiling, as roots spring from her fingertips. Her outstretched arms bar the path. Come graft your soul to the Golden Grove. That does not sound like Barath. The Golden Grove, isn't that a place in Twin Elms? This doesn't sound like Barath. Let's take a hand. Her roots twine around your fingers, and as they do, they grow rigid and cold. Her outstretched arm petrifies, and as rough stone bark overtakes her flesh, she can only look on in horror. You break away from her brittle grasp. Her feet are rooted in place, but she twists and writhes as if trying to flee her own dying limb. Are you questioning the gods? I mean, I just don't feel like this is Barath. This feels like it's someone else. The petrification reaches her shoulder and spreads down her body, freezing it in a painful arc. It creeps up her neck, and she throws her face skyward like a drowning swimmer. The greyness covers her face, freezing her grasp in stone. Now that she is still and lifeless, you can continue past her. Only the golden leaves on her head remain untouched, and as you watch, they fall one by one to the path below. They shrivel as the shimmering essence fades from them. You lift your gaze and see the dwarven man standing further down the road. Yeah, I feel like he is an aspect of Barath. Like an old man. You continue down the road towards him. He looks up as you approach, but you can't tell if he's looking at you or through you. His face is smooth but flaccid, as if the flesh has detached from the muscles beneath. As you look on, his face begins to change. Wrinkles crack at the corners of his eyes. His mouth sinks, carving deep lines from his nose to the corners of his lips. His jowls sag, and the loose flesh hangs like dough. Yuck. He raises his cupped hands. They're covered in blood. He lifts them to his face and smears himself. From his newly creased forehead to the wattles of his neck, as he massages the dark, sticky fluid into his skin, the fresh wrinkles disappear. The hanging folds recede, and his flesh tightens as if re-adhering to his skull. He lifts his head, and this time you know he's looking at you. His renewed face looks like a mask, artificially smooth and still. Behind it, his black eyes are two hungry pits, yawning like the empty mouths of skulls. I feel like this sequence is more involved than the other ones that we've done so far. Come, make your sacrifice to Efik Null. His body blocks the path. He extends a bloody hand towards you. Let's take his hand. You grab his hand and his skin gives too easily under your grip. As you try to pull away, you hear a noise like dried canvas tearing. His skin splits, following a long seam that begins at his arm and stretches the length of his body. Blood gushes forth in such quantities that you can't imagine there was ever anything else in him. Sure enough, as the dwarf empties of blood, he collapses like a desiccated husk. The blood in the path gleams with 1,000 souls worth of essence. The essence evaporates, trailing shining filaments into the night sky. Only now that he is dead can you continue onwards. What? Beref might be more important than the others? Seems like she's getting more screen time. The blood pools around your feet. I mean, I suppose that would make sense because it does seem like she's very much like a god that would tie directly into this story. Do you have durance in the active party? Yeah, I should have. Return them to the wheel. You look up and see the skull gate ahead of you. The candles of Tir Evron wink through the open mouth. Shit, okay, so we need to kill people for Baraf? But yeah, I do have durance. Hylia. Pray to Hylia. Live every note of life's song. Your words seem to ring in the air, your voice rendered melodic and lilting by some unseen art. You shut your eyes to pray. As you wait in darkness, the world around you changes. You feel sunlight bright and warm on your face. A light breeze carries music to your ears. As vivid as these sensations feel, you somehow know they are not real. You look around and find yourself standing in an open-air temple built on a mountain summit. It's filled with elves, orlans, and assorted other kith. Ringing the entire scene is a fringe of trees, their verdant branches filled with birds of all different colours, shapes, and sizes. Oh, here he is. Durant spits.
A paradise for those who would waste their lives exploring the meaningless while corrupting the meaning of the real world. Oh, to set these trees ablaze, Watcher.
Wow. Thanks. Everyone is singularly absorbed in a particular pursuit. An Orlan sits with a canvas, a paintbrush in his hand, and jars of green, blue, and yellow pigments at his feet. An elf and an Amawa, standing to the side, are locked in conversation, their expressions dancing with delight. Still, others scrabble stanzas of poetry or crude sketches on sheaves of paper, losing themselves in the delicate minutiae of lines and syllables. You feel the breeze again, and two elves basking in the sunlight shiver. Durant's is a big fan of Fireball. Righteous fire burning all the infidels. Good God. The largest group gathers in the middle of the temple. They sing a lush, chaotic harmony composed of several complementary melodies. Others drift towards the singers in ones and twos as if buffeted by a gust of wind or a phrase of a song. A ripple passes through the trees. You think it's the wind, but the chirping changes to screeching. Hundreds of birds take to the skies, all headed in one direction, away. Sagani raises a bow. Something must be coming. What? The devotees glance at the trees, just barely distracted from their activities, but the wind picks up, scattering their pages of poetry and art and ripping songs from their lips. They look skyward and you follow their gaze. A dark shape blots out the sun, sorry. You can't tell what it is, but as it unfolds and expands, it seems to fill the sky and wind roars over the summit. That explains the birds. Before you can flee, a shadow falls over the temple. It begins as a stain in the corner and spreads, blotting out the flagstones. It reaches the nearest kith, a black-furred Orlan. The darkness swallows her, leaving only a puff of smoke in her place. Is Magran showing up? The two elves that you saw earlier, a man and a woman, flee. You get a brief image of them huddled in the shadow of a mountain. They seem to see you too, and they reach out, calling silently after you. The others, however, seem frozen as the shadow advances. No, it can't be Magran, because Magran is light, not shadow. They likewise vanish one by one. The driving gale scatters their ashes, and the charred remains of their creations. This does sound like Magran. Fire. The grieving mother holds her head. Songs of joy turn to screams of agony. What purpose, what lesson could possibly lie behind such destruction? You look up again at the source of the shadow, but the eclipsed sun forms a blinding corona around the thing. You can't make out any details. You can, however, feel heat. Restore my temple. This sounds like Magran rather than... Fuck, this really does sound like Magran rather than Hylia. I'm so confused why Magran would be here, though, when we pray to Hylia. You look down and find yourself standing next to Hylia's shrine in Tir Evron. Your pulse still races, and your skin is down. Oh, did Magran's followers destroy Hylia's temple? Is that what we're seeing? I love that I'm I'm playing Beaming and getting an audiobook read to me. That's certainly one way of thinking about it, Nightcrawler. Hello, I've come to check out games similar to Divinity 2. How's this game? Says, oh boy, let me take a look at this. Canarasnov, welcome. Hope you're well. It's pretty damn great. It is pretty damn great. I would highly recommend playing through it. My plan is to play through this, do the DLC, and then play through the second game as well. I think that's the best way to do it, right? But yeah, it's been very enjoyable so far. I apparently am pretty close to the end, but I still feel like I'm learning things every bloody time I put this game on. So yeah, it would get a big old thumbs up and a recommendation from me. Right. So, I've prayed to all the gods. That seems like a weird thing to say. I've prayed to all the gods. And now I need to figure out what they actually want from me. So we need to earn divine favor, but how do we do that? Continue to get to know Durance. Oh, yikes, that sounds dangerous. Find Gabranos or the tablet. The master below. So travel to Hylia's temple, that's one. End the lives of the two figures from Barath's vision. A dwarven man and an elven woman who have extended their lives for centuries. Find Noonfrost in Twin Elms. And travel to the Stone Moor in Galawain's vision. It's a darker kind of RPG, says Voices. Yeah, it certainly is. I don't know about the second game. I feel like the second game is supposed to be a little bit more cheerful. But the first game's pretty dark. Touches on some pretty, well, dark topics. I think it does so well, though. I think it's done pretty tastefully. I think the storytelling is amazing. The story is really compelling, and the main character's actions have a big impact most of the time, but there is no pure good or pure evil. Everything is in a morally grey area. I think that, to some extent, Divinity kind of had that, though, as well, right? Like, nothing was... there were good and bad options, but it wasn't really... if I remember correctly, it wasn't really tied to an alignment system. Oh, I still have bounties to do as well, apparently. Yikes. Okay, so we need to get... Maybe I can do all of these and then choose who I'm going to worship.
What do you wish to know?
I want to know more about the two of you.
There is little to be said about us, for we are bound here, caretakers and defenders of this place. Our journey has been over time, but not distance, measured in observations, but not experiences. We have seen the elms grow tall. We have seen cities built, burned, and built again. The only constant has been the tower, a silent companion through the ages. You can imagine why this recent destruction has stirred my sister so.
Close to the end of the game, while still having 20 plus quests to finish. Yeah, I feel like some of the quests are really quick to complete, though, right? Like, it's basically just travel to this location, kill this enemy, or find this item, and then that's it. So I feel like there's a good chunk of them that won't take me long to do. Things like the Endless Paths, those will take a while. Honestly, the main quest line is shorter than I thought it was going to be. I thought we were only on, like, Act 2, and we're in Act 3 now. Crazy.
If you do nothing else, make that man pay for what he did here.
Okay. So, farewell for now.
Until we meet again, old one.
I feel like Shiva is much more welcoming of us than Rinowin? I think that was the name, Rhinewin, whatever her name was. Right, okay. So, we've got the Blood Sands, the Golden Grove. That was where... The Golden Grove was mentioned by that elf. So I bet the elf that Barath wants us to kill is here. You did shamelessly hit on them. Selby, the only thing I have to say to that in response is that you miss every shot you don't take, you know? You miss every shot you don't take. Ooh. Bleda. Is it you?
Hail, Estremor.
Oh boy, I bet this is her, isn't it? Old one is a bit akin to... No, it's not. No, it's not. That's a stretch, and you know it. Welcome, Estremor. I've got herbs and potions for sale. Looking for something to ease your travels or something to make them more interesting? When she grins, you see her teeth and gums are stained brown. You are the person that's been avoiding death, aren't you? Whiteleaf, nice way to spend an afternoon. And the following night, and most of the next day. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not her. Ovate? Nope. Oh, you. Is it you? An elf with placid green eyes nods in greeting. Welcome to Golden Grove, traveller.
Builder's wisdom to you.
Do you seek the wisdom of our herbalists, or simply to bask in werefas? It sounds a little bit too much like urethra. In the urethra's glory. Who leads your order? High Ovate Arona leads us. She sometimes journeys to Elmshore to renew her strength. However, she's there now with some of her closest followers, in fact. Arona is a mighty elm among us. Oh, no, it's Arona I'm looking for. Okay, I'd like to know more about Arona. Is she a good person? Am I going to feel bad for killing her? Oh. Her eyes brighten. Why, you must meet her for yourself. She is wise and kind, and she has led our order. Oh, I already feel bad about the fact I'm going to kill her. She's led our order from the beginning, yet she walks among us and gives freely of herself. As she turns her gaze to the great twisting elms, that is why so many of us cherish. It's what so many of us cherish about her. She is present among us in a way that the gods never are. Oh boy, am I going to piss off Baraf by not doing what she wants? Potions for sale. I want the strongest potions you have. I guess we could call him Elder. Ooh, Elder Gravy one. Ooh. In the whose glory? In the Urethra's glory, of course, Nightcrawler. Tell me about the Golden Grove. We are the Ovates, druids, philosophers, and students of nature. We gather here to share. I feel like Gallowayne would be kind of pissed off if I was to do this, right? Many travellers come to us for poultices and remedies. Bleeder understands the cures and poisons of nature like no other. What do you believe? We believe the knowledge is found in the earnest exploration of the natural world. She tilts her head. We do not, as some have said, oppose the gods. We simply believe that we have found a brighter, more peaceful path than devotion. I must go. My people need me. Right, okay, so Irona is the one that Baraf wants me to kill. Don't forget that your druid companion wants to visit these parts as well. That's a very good point. Oh, and Alof wants to
If
chat.
those Delamgon are right, you and I are stuck with our awakenings. Not quite the news I was hoping for.
At least one of you got some good news, right, Isilmir? Oh, jeez. I mean, listen, I'm kind of concerned about you. How are you taking this, Alof? How are you taking this?
Oh, the knowledge that a barely civilized bumpkin will share my mind and body for the rest of my life? That's kind of you to ask. I'd always believed that Isilmir was an ailment I could cure myself of one day. But now, to think she'll be around forever.
I mean, she's not that bad.
Overstarched tunics, burnt toast, Rawatai sherry, those are not that bad. But having a stranger pop in and out of your head at will, it's unpleasant, I assure you.
I mean, I feel like I know that, but the fact of the matter is, I mean, she's not really a stranger. She's just you from a past life. You're more similar than you let on. I refuse to empathize with Alof, traitor. Oh, I'd forgotten about that, actually. Of course you're concerned about your crush, Mercer. But listen, this is Alof. We're not talking to Matt Mercer. We're talking to Alof. And on the bright side, I've got plenty of time to figure out how to deal with her. That's a good point. Like it or not, she's part of you, and she could become a source of strength if you learn to work with her.
It's strange. I've lived with her most of my life, and I've always seen her as an adversary. It should have occurred to me the day she stood up to my father. But there's something about being too close to a situation to see it clearly. It will be a relief to stop fighting her.
Yeah, let's have Matt Mercer playing a Scottish lady in the party more often. No, even as he says it, something struggles within him. The muscles in his face twitch and his skin quivers. His eyes roll back in his skull, exposing silvers of white. Sweat beads and glistens on his forehead. After several seconds, he sighs and looks back at you. That wasn't as difficult as I expected. I think deep down I'd always hoped to find a solution elsewhere. When I was a child, I always thought my mother would come home with a mysterious cure, or that my father, without knowing it, could somehow send her away just as he'd called her forth. I can't pretend that I didn't spend years of my arcane training hoping that one of my instructors would have the answer somewhere in his grimoire. When I joined the Leaden Key, I hoped and believed that with enough loyal service, I'd gain the ear of someone in their organization who could help me. Even when I met you and realized your unique talents, I hoped that you might be able to reach into my soul the way I've seen you do with so many others. I'd been looking for someone else to solve my problem, and now I realize that I've got to face it on my own. Well, that's how it's supposed to be. You search for answers elsewhere and you find them in yourself.
That's a charming way to think of things. And not an unpleasant one either.
Boom, exactly. I'm full of beads of wisdom. Beads of wisdom to shove up your ass.
That reminds me of something else the Delamgon said. About the gods not being real.
They did tell us to pray to the gods, so that can't be entirely true.
Yes, I suppose so. Still, I can't help but worry at the state we'd be in if that were somehow true. If there were no power guiding us in this life and shepherding us to the next.
I feel like there's been mention to the old gods, right? What if the gods that we know, like, toppled previous gods and assumed, like, the mantle of godhood? Option 4 is always super aggro. What's option 4 now? Then Isilmir would just be a happy accident and you'd have no one to blame for her. Let's just hope that's not the case.
Well, truer words were never said.
Is there something else we need to talk about? Let me see. Oh, I'd like to know more about Isilmir. Could I talk directly to her? While I still prefer to speak through my own voice, rest assured that she's present even now. Ah, that's a shame. Well, you understand a little bit more about Isilmir, right? No thanks to the Anamenfath, my spleen, black bile. Come on. Ball sacks. I remember that name. I remember. I refused to refer to them as Bella Sega or whatever. I was just calling them ball sack, wasn't I? Ballsack's methods were flawed, but you still learned something, didn't you? Only because you and I have a lick of good sense between us, but the average person, show them a shiny gadget in the hands of an expert, and they'll believe anything. Perhaps Anomancy has its uses, but it's hard to say whether those outweigh the dangers. It's too decentralized, there's no one to keep the practice in check, no uniform principles or guidelines. You need someone in charge to regulate. Yeah, I do think that there needs to be someone like in charge to regulate it. Otherwise, it can become what it has become. Like, there needs to be rules in place to keep it safe. Quite so, practitioners won't do it on their own. So you've made peace with Isilmir. What's that like? Relaxing, more so than I expected. As contentious as she is, I imagined that letting her in would merely unleash the torrent. But now that I'm not fighting her, it seems as if she isn't fighting me. And you were right, I found much to learn from her. Hey! Again, beads of wisdom. Beads of wisdom for your ass! Veldraxis, hello, what a time for you to join the stream as I'm talking about putting beads of wisdom up your butt. Good day, I hope you're well. Oh boy, what a time to be alive. Right, so, does this go anywhere? It doesn't have a location dotted on the map, but it does go somewhere. Let's go ahead and select everyone. I think we want to do Galawain's quest first. Just so that I know that, you know, if I end up doing one of the other quests and it locks me out of Galawain's quest, I'll be a little bit disappointed. Oh, the Temple of Hylia is all the way up there. Wow. Okay. Okay, so where is his... That's Barath, that's Hylia, that's Rimagand. Travel to the Stone Moor in Galawain's vision. A lioness and a bear wait in deadlock. They face off but do not fight. It falls to me to resolve this stale conflict one way or another. I don't remember exactly, says Veldraxis, but I think you need the quest. You need to quest for the gods to get access to the burial site. I think so. I think we need to garner the support of the gods, the favor of the gods, in order to get to the burial site. I think that's what we're on with at the minute. I'm kind of disappointed because I really thought that Andra would be the closest god to my character's backstory, but obviously we can't directly worship Andra. It's a choice of Rimagand, Galawain, Barath, or Hylia. And as you guys have voted in chat, Galawain's the one that we're going to go for first. If we can get more gods on side than just Galawain, then we'll do it. But I feel as though it's going to be like a hard lock of, oh, you've chosen Galawain, so Galawain you must stay with. It wouldn't be here, would it? Let's travel to the Old Song District. I'm trying to figure out where the old queen and the new king. So it's a lioness and a bear. It was in the forest somewhere. Travel to the stone moor in Galawain's vision. I didn't see it noted on the map. Unless it's... I mean, that is a stone moor, but I feel like it's going to be further away than just right next to the tier Evron. Let's have a look-see. Old Song. That does look like... I think this might be it. It looks like the head of a hound or a wolf or something. So I think it will be Old Song, where Galawain's quest is featured. Let me see. Oh, yep. Galawain's Moor right there. Okay. Noonfrost is there as well. Wow. Old Song's Pass. I'm assuming Old Song's Pass leads to Hylia's Temple. The Burial Isle is over there. Half Song District. Okay. Hylia's Shrine. Oh no, that goes to Hylia's Shrine. Interesting.
We can't stay down here. Someone must go to the nest eventually.
That sounds like a problem for future Kessler. Oh boy. Oh, I feel like I'm getting maybe a little bit too far on in the quest line.
Hounds.
I think I...
Loyal to a fault without a mind of their own, and a crack of your staff sends them whimpering. What better symbol for Galawain could there be?
Durance, watch your tongue, bitch. Watch your tongue. You're insulting the god that we might decide to go with. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I think I probably am going to go ahead and do some of the Endless Paths off stream, just so that I can get towards the end a little bit quicker, and I have less stream time spent doing Endless Paths and more stream time doing main questline and other questline. Old Song is the name of one of the tracks on the soundtrack. Let's take a quick look. Pillars of Eternity, OST, Old Song. Oh. Yeah, I've heard this one a few times, actually. I think it normally plays when you're in, like, dungeons and stuff. Nice. I love how I'm playing the soundtrack separate to the game. Watch your tongue, bitch. But we really enjoy you getting your ass kicked. Or watching you getting your ass kicked. I mean, I'm sure there'll be plenty of ass kicking in my general direction outside of Endless Paths. In fact, I'm fairly certain there will be. Veldraxis says I like it. I think the soundtrack as a whole has been really, really good for Pillars of Eternity. It's just like... it's not, I've said this a few times now, but the soundtrack doesn't get in the way of the game. It sits there in the background nicely. I would quite happily use this sort of soundtrack for like tabletop gaming, you know, like in the background when I'm playing tabletop games with friends.
And what must you say now?
I have questions I need to ask you. We need to be good friends, Durance. That's part of your main quest, I
If
think.
doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skinning your knuckles on the wrong door.
I wanted to know more about you. He grunts. Durance is an odd name. No more than Watcher. And Durance is not a name, it's a title. Is it? What does your title mean?
Durance?
Durance, sorry.
We've shared the fire in a difficult road enough.
Music's a little bit loud, isn't it? There we go. That's better. Why would you ever turn the stream off? Mainly so I can go recharge my batteries and intake caffeine at a much more rapid rate than I can on stream. You guys should see me drinking coffee. It's just like that little animation that was going around of the pumpkin spice woman, you know? Just get an IV drip. That's too cheap. That's too cheap. I like to you know, gargle my coffee down at a rapid rate. I don't want it to go straight into my bloodstream.
This chapter is not a thing of intent, but a flame that catches you. Everyone hears dogma and hymns and rituals in a different way. And whether they admit it or not, the fires that catch your senses all weave into a larger bonfire, which becomes your religion.
He sounded like he was from Boston for a second there when he said bonfire. Bonfire.
Worshippers take what they want from the god, and then translate it. So it was with Durance. Was a man once, before he became the religion.
Was Durance a saint? No, he worked for a living. His chuckle slows, dies, then glances at you. An old soldier's joke, but it holds true for saints as well. Wait, was he a soldier? No saint in his teachings. His disciples did much of the work like soldiers headed out to war. His teachings are impolitic. Now, it was composed of several trials and lessons woven together for the sake of faith. I'm not familiar with the teachings of Durance.
There is no scripture, no poetry or wordplay open to interpretation. Its disciples are often not welcome, so they walk the road. A physical devotion. Many a metaphor has killed a man, when it would have been best to show him the truth of it, as ugly as it may seem. Before Durance, I put my faith in a great many such words, and encouraged others to do the same. All were weaker for it, unworthy of the flame.
Where's that music coming from? Okay, it was playing in the background. Never mind. Let me see. I could just slip you some of my meds. I'd like my own meds. Since starting the new job, boy oh boy, I've been thinking more and more that you might be onto something, Selby. Like, I have to focus quite a lot, believe it or not, at work. More than I have with like other jobs that I've done in the past. And it's to the point where, I mean, it's probably partly because I'm working very long hours, like between 10 and 12 hour shifts. Like 5-6 days a week. So that's gonna make anyone tired, right? But especially if it's physical work. But I find at the end of the day, when I get home, I am like absolutely exhausted, but not physically. I'm like mentally exhausted, and I don't think I should be, or not to the level that I am. Like it feels as though I've like exhausted my my energy to focus on things. So I don't know. I'm feeling like maybe there is something to it. But like I say, it's impossible to get a doctor's appointment at this point. So the chances of me actually getting any sort of help or guidance or whatever. Did you ever do the pre-screening questionnaire I sent you? I did, and then I went ahead and marked it. I can't remember if I found the mark scheme online or if it was attached with it. But yeah, I did it, and from what I remember, I mean, I don't remember what I scored or whatever, but I remember that I scored with like, this is the sort of score where you should go to a doctor and talk to them about this. But yeah, like I say, it's impossible to get a doctor's appointment right now. So we'll see what comes of that. I've been waiting at this point. I think it's probably like 6 months. Yeah, it'll be around 6 months. Maybe almost 7. It's either 6 months in like 20 days or it's 7 months in 20 days. I think it's 7 months in 20 days since I first got like a referral to basically like a letter sent to my GP to say like, this person needs testing for this. Please go ahead and sort them some testing out. And time has passed, and I've just been palmed off time and time again. I've had like no response, or no positive response anyway. So yeah, we'll see what comes of it. But it's going to be a long road, I think. Nightcrawler says, completely get what you mean, man. Take care of your head more than anything. Yeah, I like, for the past few years, my body has been kind of like not failing, but just like I've went through a bit of a rough patch in regards to like health in a way. Like nothing too serious, but like I got diagnosed with something called, well, I say diagnosed. I got attributed with something called sarcoidosis, which for most people affects like their lungs and stuff like that. For me, it affected like my muscles and my joints. I got like really painful like arthritic symptoms. So they tested me for arthritis to start with. I don't have arthritis. So it's sarcoidosis supposedly. So I've been on some pretty gnarly treatment, which honestly the treatment is probably worse than the symptoms that I had to start with. Luckily, I am coming off the treatment now. I am getting back to normal. The treatment causes like muscle atrophy and like degeneration. It can cause your bones to thin and things like that. So it's been kind of a shaky existence for the past like 2 years or whatever. But yeah, like I say, I'm coming off the medication now, or like I'm pretty much off it at this point, near enough. So like the massive weight gain that the treatment caused is finally fucking leaving. Finally leaving. I feel like my face, when I look at my face on like this on stream, I look at myself on stream and I'm like, Jesus Christ, you look so much slimmer than you did like 7-8 months ago. But yeah, it all comes with time. It's kind of because like prior to that diagnosis, I was in very good shape, probably the best shape that I've been in all life. Like I think at the time I was like 16.5 stone. When I was in the best shape that I've ever been in, about 16.5 stone, maybe a little bit over. And that sounds like a lot, but at the end of the day, I'm 6'5". I'm a very tall guy. So 16.5 stone is kind of like it's pretty good. But then going on that medication, that made me gain weight like nobody's business so quick. Came out of nowhere. But yeah, getting off of those at the minute, and then hoping to deal with the whole like issues of the mind next, which has been an ongoing battle, like I say, for like 7 months or whatever. I was diagnosed with ADHD a little while ago, and I've been mentioning that quite a lot of things Kess has said sounds a lot like what I experienced too. Yeah, like I don't know. There's probably because I hear that autism and ADHD can be like quite similar, or represent themselves quite similarly. And honestly, I think it could be either or, but I have no idea. I'm not going into it with the approach of like, I think I have this. I'm just going into it with the idea of like, okay, I might have one of these. Let's see what a doctor thinks. Like, I'm not going to self-diagnose or anything like that until I know more. We don't know, of course, but getting help for this kind of thing is a nightmare. Yeah. Like it's like I say, it's almost 7 months of waiting just to get an appointment to have someone have someone discuss it with me in more detail. Kilograms and meters. Oh boy, let me work this out for you. So let's be a bit more generous and say rather than 16.5 stone, 16.75, because like I've always been pretty bulky. I'm very broad and box shaped, I suppose, especially for someone that's like so tall. 16.75 stone to So 106 kilograms, roughly. As regards for my height, oh, 6.5 might show up as 6.5. It's not 6.5. So, let me go ahead and change that. 1.98 meters, just under 2 meters. Honestly, a lot of things can be mistaken for each other. I learned recently that strong anxiety can appear like ADHD because it exhausts your brain in the same way. Yeah, I mean, I definitely have anxiety as well. I've had that for a long time. It just doesn't really, I don't think it's, well, I mean, it could be that I don't have anxiety, I have ADHD. I don't know. But either way, I've definitely, I am naturally a very anxious person. I'm also not someone who, like anyone, I deal with shit, you know? Like I remember discussing like that sort of thing on stream like ages ago now. Probably like when I was playing Hollow Knight. So what would that be, like 8 months ago? 9 months ago? No. Maybe like 7 months ago, roughly, I think. But yeah, I started talking about it with some of the regs then, or should I say they were talking about that sort of thing, and so I commented my input, and they were kind of blown away that I either have dealt with anxiety or depression or things like that in the past, especially when I said that like I'm not a confident, or I used to lack confidence in a pretty big way as well. Like they were kind of blown away by that. I remember them being like, wait, what? How are you not a comfortable speaker when when you can like do this? It's like, well, this is totally different to, you know, talking to someone IRL, I think, because I'm just talking to a camera. I'm reading chat, I'm taking in what you guys are saying, and then I'm responding to this thing. But like as well as that, like I've done like music performance and stuff over the years. I've been in uncomfortable situations, and I do think that like exposing yourself to uncomfortable situations is kind of good for you. You know, it strengthens you up and it gets you comfortable in those uncomfortable situations. Bit of a paragraph. Wait, what's a bit of a paragraph? Did I miss a message? Let me know if that's the case, Nightcrawler. Or if you're just typing it out, don't worry about it. Take your time. Voices says, I had my first and only panic/anxiety attack ever last November. And it was weird as hell. Voices, I bet you thought you were having a heart attack, didn't you? When it started happening. That was my experience first time it happened. I thought, holy fucking shit, I'm having a heart attack or something. How can I be having a heart attack? I'm so young. But no, it was panic/anxiety attack. I kept telling myself that everything is okay and there's no danger. I tried breathing exercises, nothing worked. I had to wait it out. It was so weird not being in control. Yeah, it's one of the worst feelings I think I've ever encountered, because you for a lot of people coping with anxiety for the most part, I think, in my experience, is, or in regards to how we deal with it, is by falling back into ourselves and kind of thinking, right, what can I control? Well, my body is under my control. My thoughts are under my control. So I can center myself in that and forget about the rest of the world. But when you actually find yourself in the middle of a panic attack, it's terrifying because you don't have control of yourself. It's a really horrible feeling. And you do just have to wait it out most of the time. Yeah, you do. It's a really terrible feeling. Like the first time I had one, I immediately thought, well, I didn't think it could be a panic or an anxiety attack, you know, because I think I was burying my head in the sand. So I immediately assumed, oh shit, am I having a heart attack, or is something really wrong with me? There was no visible trigger. Often there isn't. I used to wake up in the morning, and like before I would go to work, the first thing I noticed was like nausea. I would be nauseous to the point where I was getting ready for work. And up until I would walk through the front door of my workplace, I would be gagging and coughing and almost on the verge of being sick. It can just come out of nowhere. It's weird how the mind works. You were just chilling in bed watching Friends. The chores were done. My work was done. My child was fed and his homework done, and was just chilling. And wow, and then it hits you. Yeah, it's not a pleasant feeling. It's like I say, it's weird how the human brain works. I don't know. I think that for me, like I say, one of the best things that I've sort of found, not as a cure, I don't think there is a cure, but of sort of, I don't really know how to phrase it, I suppose developing myself so that I'm able to cope with it, I suppose. The best ways I've found of that is like I say, or like I said earlier, putting myself in uncomfortable situations that do sort of trigger that fight or flight response, but over time they've built me up, I suppose. Nightcrawler says, hopefully this sends. Everyone has different experiences, but I feel I can partially relate to the mental strain / exhaustion. I just completed a degree. Congratulations, Nightcrawler, on completing your degree. That felt as though it dragged on forever with consistent setbacks. Doing my degree 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, plus working full days Saturday and Sunday, so never really got to stop. Yeah, I feel you there. I was quite lucky in the sense that before I went off and did my degree, I worked for a few years. I worked for a couple of years to save up money so that I wouldn't have to necessarily do that. And it paid off. It paid off big time, but it did mean that I was set back in regards to when I could actually study. By that, I mean, it set me back in life. Like, it meant that I had to go to uni as a mature student, so to speak. But it was definitely worthwhile, I think. So you were doing 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, but then also working at the weekends. The mental exhaustion was an enormous challenge for me, and it had me feeling super anxious all the time and stressing me out. Yeah, because like you don't have any time to focus on you. You're just focusing on like work, and you're focusing on what you need to do for uni. And then those two things are compacted together. So you're thinking, do I have time to do both of these things? Is this safe? You know, all those things are going through your head. Now that I'm finished, I'm having a hard time letting myself relax and unwind after being wound up so tight for so long. Totally understand that. Yeah, like something that I think can be even more difficult to deal with than just having like anxiety or having a full schedule or being, you know, busy all of the time or whatever it is. Something that I think is even worse than dealing with that is the aftermath of it, you know? And I'm kind of going through a similar thing at the minute. Not to that degree, but I had, shall we say, I was going to say bad luck. Not really bad luck, just failed relationship and whatnot. I spent a lot of time in the relationship that I was in, probably for the past year at least, feeling quite anxious and not feeling that great about myself. And when it ended, and I was, you know, alone, so to speak, I found that, number one, I wasn't able to fill my time with the things that I would previously fill my time with, but also the feeling of, or should I say, the lack of a feeling of that anxiety that I felt at times made me feel anxious. Like, oh God, I'm not feeling anxious about this thing. Why am I not feeling this? Why am I anxious about not feeling this? You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. I reached 140 beats per minute during that. Oh, jeez. Fucking hell. Therapy with Cass. Guys, seriously though, on a very serious note, please do not take anything I say as gospel or try to live by the things that I say, and do not come to the stream for therapy. Seek a professional, because a professional will help you much better than I can. Okay, I cannot help you. I cannot help. It would be stupid of me to try to do so. How does that make you feel? Posh voice. Oh boy. How does that make you feel? Something like that. Have you thought about looking into mindfulness / meditation type stuff? Yeah, I can say right then and there, even if like meditation sounds kind of ridiculous to you, which to me it does. I could never see myself meditating. To some extent I do meditate, just not in the traditional sort of stereotypical way, I suppose. I like to like put some music on and throw a playlist on. More often than not, guys, go ahead and scroll down and check out the Spotify link and you'll be able to find I believe it's called Bad Brain Day. It's just a load of random poppy music, I suppose, like more modern music that I like to listen to when I'm feeling kind of shitty, you know? And it's not music that's supposed to make me feel better. It's just music that's supposed to sort of center me in how I'm feeling, if I'm feeling shitty. And yeah, I go ahead and listen to something like that. And I just think about how I'm feeling, why I'm feeling that way, what I might be able to do to get out of it. And I just kind of sit and think. And I think that basically is meditation. It's just without the yoga poses, I suppose. It's like one forgets how to relax after a long period like that. 100%. I think that's why, like, I find even now talking about it, that my breath is kind of ragged. Yeah. I don't know. I think, like I said at the time, in regards to stuff that happened in previous months, it was a long time coming, you know? It was a long time coming. And neither of us were in the wrong. We both made mistakes, that's for sure. And we both did things that just meant that could not continue. And that's the short and thick of it. Relationships are complicated. People do very dumb things. But yeah, it's like I say, it's weird going from that feeling of like anxiety for so long to just like, okay, I'm back at the helm. Like, that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like you're back at the helm, like you're steering the ship again. And it's a weird feeling because when if you spend quite a lot of time trying to be something for someone or to be a certain, I'm trying to think the best way to phrase it, maybe it's best phrased the way that I said it initially. When you try to be something to someone or for someone for a long time, and all of a sudden you don't, that's not a requirement anymore, and you are almost back in charge of the ship, so to speak. It's weird. It's very weird because it almost, and this is kind of what I was saying yesterday about like, I will go ahead and say right now, this is the first and last time I'm going to talk about this shit because it doesn't need to be on the internet. But yeah, it's like I said yesterday, when Spark mentioned the idea of like me doing map making and D&D and things like that on stream again, there are a lot of things in my life that I used to love doing that I can't do anymore. I can't do right now, because I think I phrased it this way yesterday, but when you do certain things with people that you're very close to for so long and those people exit your life, it's hard to do those things or to enjoy those things without having a constant reminder of those people. And so the best way for me to heal, I think, is to take a break from those things and to just do other things, you know? Like comedy was a big healer for a while. I watched a lot of comedy, a lot of Billy Connolly, a lot of Bill Burr, just comedians that I like. But yeah, the sorts of things that you enjoyed at one point, they stop being enjoyable. And I know 100% there will come a day, probably soon, you know, probably soon, where those things become enjoyable again. And they're things that I enjoy to do again. I enjoy doing again. But for the time being, they're just things that I need a break from, you know, because they're sort of, dirtied is the wrong word. Dirtied makes it sound as though there's some sort of negativity centered around it, which there is not. There's no negativity. It's just because it's kind of, I always feel it's kind of important to, like, if a relationship ends, to remember the good times and to remember the positive things that happened. And I feel it's more important to remember those things than to focus on the negatives. It's easy to fall into this sort of thought progression of like, I need to hate that person. I need to hate their guts. I need to want nothing to do with them. I need to really despise them so that I can get on with my life. I don't think it's healthy. I'd rather forgive and forget and move on that way. And that might be harder, but I don't know. I was watching a video, funnily enough, on YouTube. Let me see if I can find the channel. Because this guy seems just... I'm actually going to pull it up on stream if I can. This guy just seems so fucking down to earth and like... what's it called? Is it Dry Creek Wrangler? Yeah, it is. So this guy is like a really positive male role model, I think. And I would say for people up to the age of like, I don't know, 40, 50, because this guy must be like 60 odd, 70 odd. He's fairly old, I think. And he's an incredibly positive role model, I think, because his videos are basically just him talking about what it is to be a human and make mistakes and, you know, how you recover from that. And one of the lessons, I'm going to go ahead and show him on stream so that you guys, if you guys might feel the need to go check him out and look for some advice, he's right there. Dry Creek Wrangler School. Let's go ahead and give a little subo to him as well. But he had this video where he talked about, I don't even remember what he was talking about. I just remember that the words caught me off guard because I was half listening, and as the words left his mouth, it caught me off guard and it hit me. And I was like, shit, that's so true. He said, let me try to paraphrase here. It was something along the lines of like, despite what happens to you in life, remain true to your ideals and who you are, you know? So like, I remember when I first split with my partner, there was so many people that were saying, oh, go get a rebound, go have a rebound and things like that. And I just found it so fucking distasteful because that's not me. That's not me in the slightest. And so people were saying things like that, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, maybe that's medication to you, but it wouldn't make me feel better. You know? And so people were saying things like that, and that phrase stuck with me. Keep true to your ideals, stay true to who you are. Because there's a pride. There's like, this is turning into some sort of philosophical fucking just chatting stream now. But bear with me, guys. I think there's a pride to be found in getting to the end of a tough period in your life and looking back and saying, you know what, despite everything I dealt with, I did okay. I stuck it out, and I am still the same person that I was. I realize I've been neglecting you guys in chat. Let me take a look at what you guys have been saying. Silly brain can be so unruly sometimes. Indeed it can. You say that, Cass, but since I found your stream, my overall stress levels plummeted every day you've streamed. I mean, I'm glad to hear it. Like, I can only do so much, you know? I don't like to think of my streams as being like therapy, as some people have said. Selby, hint hint. Because like I know there's only so much I can do, and I kind of hate the idea of, well, I hate the fact that I can't, you know, because I think naturally when you see someone struggling, you do want to help, but also given the fact of me being on Twitch and, you know, parasocial relationships and whatnot, there's only so much that I can realistically do, you know. I found mindfulness / meditation is a lot less weird than it sounds. There's just a lot of weird spiritual people in that space. Yeah, 100%. The actual process is quite simple. Yeah, I mean, basically it's like what I referred to before, right? Like, except maybe without the music, just centering yourself and thinking about things. I completely agree. I tried it once a long time ago, but I remember thinking at the time how tacky it seemed, but it was actually really good to just lay down and recenter myself. It helps you refocus, I think, and it helps you to kind of combat things that are bothering you, without spending loads of time doing it. those common activities can feel tainted for a while, but time will fix that too. Yeah, no, 100%, it will. Like this isn't. It's like I've said to friends, like this isn't my first rodeo, so to speak. I realize I'm saying rodeo when he's on screen. That seems weird. But yeah, this isn't my first time around the block. Breakups suck, but well, put it this way. I've moved on. I have moved on. It's just that like Christmas was tough because there were a lot of plans that I had. I'd saved up money. I was planning on taking us away somewhere on a little trip, which was difficult for me to do because like prior to landing this job, you guys all know this, prior to landing this job, my I hadn't been in stable work for a while. I was trying to get into stable work. I did things here and there that paid, but for the most part I struggled, and so it took a lot to be able to save up and try and have like a trip somewhere. So when Christmas came around and I realized, holy fucking shit, all that money that I saved up, it's not doing anyone any good at this point. I treated myself instead, I treated myself instead. But yeah, like time fixes everything, I think. 100% a break is the way to go for that kind of thing. It worked for me, at least. It just took time for me to move past the past and rediscover the games. Yeah, exactly, Nightcrawler. You just you have to distance yourself from things that not necessarily are toxic, but just that they aren't doing you any good right now. You know what I mean? Peterson asks Voices. No, I have listened to like lectures and things like that by him out of curiosity. I will say I don't agree with all the guy's politics, but I do think that some of the lessons that he's like some of the lectures that he's done are like useful, but yeah, ignoring the guy's politics, which like I'm never going to meet anyone that I agree with their politics 100%, but I also don't like to let politics get involved with things like self-help. I think that if you're trying to either be a better version of yourself, or you're trying to get better or recover from something, leave politics out of it. Politics always complicate things. Rebound doesn't work for everybody. Taking some time to work on oneself alone does work. Yeah, no, exactly. That's kind of been the way that I've always been with things. I don't feel the need to go out there and have a rebound. I find the whole concept kind of disgusting, to be honest. But yeah, I think I've covered that, right? I think that's that dealt with. But either way, Dry Creek Wrangler School. If you guys ever feel the need to go and listen to a wise old man, he's not that old, but he is pretty old. Let's see. Let's go to Popular. When You Just Ain't Got It All Together. That sounds like a good one. I might check that one out later. Well, we've got an ad. We're going to support his channel and we're going to watch this ad, okay, guys? Although actually it's a minute long, and I do believe that they still get the ad revenue if we skip the ads. So let's go ahead and skip the ads.
Morning. Dwayne here, Dry Creek Wrangler School.
This guy's voice.
Let me ask you a question.
He just fucking sits
there
with his pipe.
Should you have it all together? At what age should you have it all figured out?
I'm not going to watch this on stream. Like, you guys get the gist of this, but he basically just sits and has a chat with you, and it's pretty pretty great. Oh, his book. It's somewhere. Yeah, no, I do own it. It was bought for me, actually by Bay. Bay bought it for me. So yeah, I do own the book. I think I also have the audiobook, funnily enough. But yeah, no, I listened to some lectures. I've listened to the majority of, I think I've listened to all the audiobook, and I've listened to like sections from it a few times on and off. I don't think I've ever like sat and read the full book, like in a consistent sitting. But yeah, I don't know. I found, like I say, I found some of the lessons in there to be useful, especially in regards to like just being the best you can be, I think. focusing on oneself rather than focusing on the wider world. Like, I think one of the rules is set your own home in order before you try to right the world, or something like that. I think that's one of them. But yeah, I find that one to be pretty important. And also, obviously, what's the other one? Always treat other people as though they have something they might be able to teach you, something like that. Always listen to others. I can't remember how it's phrased, but yeah, there's a few of them that are pretty fucking useful, I think. Right, I need a toilet break, okay? So I'm going to be back in, like, let's say, like, between 3 and 5 minutes. Let's not give precise numbers. But yeah, I'll be back soon, guys. I'm probably going to grab a little bite to eat as well, because I haven't eaten since, like, this morning. Some chapter titles seem very weird and abstract, but once you start reading them, you realize that, yeah, I think that's an essential way to think about the book. Some of the sort of things that are put across are kind of abstract until you actually listen to the full chapter or whatever, or listen to the full rule, and then realize, oh shit, I get it. Oh shit, Selby started the timer. Okay, guys, I'll be back soon. Goodbye for now. Boop.
Oh, Santiana gained the day. Away, Santiana. Napoleon of the West, they say, along the plains of Mexico. Well, heave her up and away we'll go. Away, Santiana. Heave her up and away we'll go along the plains of Mexico. She's a fast clipper ship and a bully good crew. Away, Santiana, and an old salty yank for a captain too. Along the plains of Mexico, well, heave her up and away we'll go. Away, Santiana, heave her up and away we'll go along the plains of Mexico. Oh, Santiana fought for gold. Away, Santiana, around Cape Horn through the ice and snow. Along the plains of Mexico, well, heave her up and away we'll go. Away, Santiana, heave her up and away we'll go along the plains of Mexico. Well's on the field of Molly Del Rey. Away, Santiana, well, both his legs got blown away along the plains of Mexico. Well, heave her up and away we'll go. Away, Santiana, heave her up and away we'll go along the plains of Mexico. It was a fierce and bitter strife. Away, Santiana, the General Taylor took his life along the plains of Mexico. Well, heave her up and away we'll go. Away, Santiana, heave her up and away we'll go along the plains of Mexico. Oh, Santiana, now we mourn. Away, Santiana, we left him buried off Cape Horn. Along the plains of Mexico. There once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of that ship was the Billy of Tea. The winds blew hard, her bow dipped down. Oh, blow me, bully boys, blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain roared all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the wellerman us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. All hands to the side, harpooned and fought her when she dived down low. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. No line was cut, no whale was freed, and the captain's mind was not on greed, but he belonged to the wellerman's creed. She took that ship in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. For 40 days or even more, the line went slack, then tight once more. Our boats were lost, there were only 4, and still that whale did go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on, the line's not cut and the whale's not gone. The wellerman makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew and all. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
In the sodden snow of the Irish hills was born a Tuatha's child, with a fighting heart and a mortal skill and a spirit fiery and wild. Through a prophecy he was bound and doomed to a short and a glorious life, and he bore the name Setantadil, a famous faithful knight. With his hurley in his hands, his name would cross the land. Well, his uncle Connor, who wore the crown of Ulster on his head, in the home of Cullen the smith sat down for meat and mutton and bread. At the door lay the Coo, the faithful hound, a huge and terrible beast. When a thief or enemy trod his ground, their bones became his feast. Well, Setanta joined them late at night, and the hound had left to shred. But he raised his hurley, pucked the ball right through the poor beast's head. He spoke remorse as the smithy cried for his lost and murdered hound. I will be your Coo now from this night till another you have found. So he lay outside the door when I watched him on the moors, and the name Cuchulainn was sung out loud that night in a tale of rage and ruin and of might. And the name Cuchulainn, so furious and wild, to remain in myth and memory, the legend of the Isle.
Okay, and I'm back. Just picked up a new game. Excuse me. Just picked up a new game called Apico. Apico. Let me check it out. What? What is this? You Are a Beekeeper. It was made with a lot of love. It looks very indie. It only has 600 reviews. Ding dong dong. And it's just had an update, I think. Oh boy. Looks kind of cute. Ooh, only £15. So how is everyone watching / listening here? E.g. desktop, phone, in bed, in the background? You know, honestly, normally when I watch Twitch, and I don't watch streams a lot, I really do not. But normally when I watch, I normally just have it on in the background, eh? You know? I'll be like working on something. So for instance, if I was like running a D&D campaign, I might be typing away notes for D&D or like drawing a map for the world or whatever. And I would just have a little stream on in the background. I don't think I ever have streams as main monitor content. I think it's always second monitor content. And I think that's pretty much the same for all of you, right? Like Voices, if I remember correct, Voices normally watches in the background. However, also on the phone, if working. Selby, I think I'm forever second monitor content for Selby, I think. Or background window. Desktop usually, and phone when I have to do some work around the house. I'm a man of many mediums. I come on phones, I need to think about what I'm saying. I can be viewed on phones. I can be viewed on desktops. Jesus Christ, I really opened myself up for that one. It's been a long day. Well, it's been a long week. This feels much shorter of a day than usual. But yeah, I'm supposed to be off work next Wednesday and Thursday. I'm really hoping to get at least one stream in when I'm off. I think what we'll do, we'll probably have maybe like a short just chatting chill stream on the Wednesday potentially, but then the Thursday will be like this sort of stream where I'm like streaming for like 4+ hours. I say 2 streams, but one of them being short purely because with the hours I'm working, I kind of just need some time for myself, you know? So if I've got the 2 days off, then I'll probably want to do a shorter stream on one of the days, so I can just take the rest of the day to chill out. On desktop, I have chat in a pop-up window on my second monitor. Second monitor for me. Oh my god, I'm getting so much insight into how you guys watch the stream. Second monitor for me. I like to see look at his big dumb face sometimes. It's gotta be said my face is big and dumb. It's gotta be said. Oh, if you're gaming. Ooh. Josh, this sounds cool. I'm setting up a Wheel of Time themed start on Going Medieval while watching this in the background. Oh, shit. Josh, what's that going to entail? I'm interested. Nightcrawler, let me go ahead and copy a little linky link over. Actually, you know what? Where's it at? It's in there. It's just below. For some reason, our links tend to work sometimes and not the rest of the time. No clue why. Let's go ahead and get that over there. There you go. WOT equals World of Tanks or Wheel of Time. A World of Tanks themed start for Going Medieval. That sounds absolutely crazy. Starting with... Okay. That's interesting. Is there any... I can't remember. It's been a while since I've played Going Medieval. Do you have the same controllers you do in RimWorld where you can choose certain items that you start with? Or am I barking up the wrong tree with that one? I feel like maybe you can't. I feel like every time I've played... Oh, you can? Was that added in a recent update, or has that always been a thing? Because I feel like every time I've played Going Medieval in the past, I always, like, I can start with really good characters, but I can't start with, like, resources. I'm now browsing over to Steam to take a little looky-see. I actually don't know if I've got Going Medieval still installed. I did have to clear hard drive space. Oh, no, it's still installed. Happy holidays. There's a patch there. December mini update. I feel like that probably wasn't it. They've added terraforming and cats. That was in November. Oh, you have to set up your own scenario. Maybe I have done that before then, because I feel like that is something I've done. Either way, Going Medieval is one of those games where I'm kind of curious to see where it goes, because back when I played it, it didn't have like a load of replayability, you know? Like I played it for maybe 6-7 hours, and then by that point of the game, it was kind of like, okay, I've got a really strong settlement that doesn't really need anything done to it. What do I do now? And I never really like returned to it, or at least I didn't return to it for a while. But like they are adding content in as they go along, so I'm looking forward to seeing where it actually goes. The devotions are from days when Magran would not simply open her legs for any eager young initiate. Instead, she would turn away these faithful and ask them to wander the land to prove themselves devout. So that's what Durance is doing then, or Durance. Based on the trials and judgments, then access to the god is granted, but it was up to each initiate to find the fire within them. And that fire rarely burned when first they came to Magran's door and sought acceptance. Begging is not what transforms one. But to say such now, the words are not welcomed as they should. Why is that?
The reasons are so many, you would age and die listening to them all. But the teachings of Durance also included casting established clergy out who might need reminders of such devotion as well.
Oh, that's not right. Let's go ahead and switch that. That's much better. Access. Yeah, I know he did phrase that kind of weird, didn't he? Access to her legs. Wait. No, wait. Maybe he didn't say access. Where was access from? I thought he said... What? Where was access from? This is what I mean when I say that, like, my mind is kind of, well, always doing something else that it shouldn't be doing. What's that? You want me to focus on this and remember what I said 5 seconds ago? Ha! No! Never! Oh, the access to the god is granted. Okay. Thank you, Selby. I appreciate you reminding me of things that I only just read or looked at or heard. And no priest seeks to be removed from his comforts, whether food, bed, or a whore's oh, fucking hell. Or a whore's warm mouth on his cock. Wow. That was... Durance. Durance, have you ever... fuck. Jeez. Wow. Those are trials that few can bear to let go once the comforts have taken them. He frowns, his eyes darkening. They see the trials of Durance as unnecessary for the continuation of the faith, inconvenient sometimes. They hold fast that there are other ways to spread Magran's fire without leaving marks as Durance taught. What do you mean, leaving marks?
As the disciples walked the road, the trials of Durance they suffered and dispensed were also ones of...
You guys heard some wise words from Durance. That's what you heard.
Converts, even the faithful, were tested for weakness. And if their weakness broke them, so be it.
I feel like Deadfire is going to be way more PG somehow. I feel like it's going to be much more of a jolly pirate adventure without an old bearded man that looks crazy saying or talking about whores having their mouth mouths around his pernus.
If they survived, then they were transformed, made stronger as Margren seeks of all. Before I followed the way of Durance, I did not test myself. I did not test others. Weakness and injustice thrived around me because I permitted it to be so.
Sagani's busy sharpening another bow and arrowhead, and it isn't even clear she's listening until she looks up and shakes her head. One thing I'll never understand about you northern folk, you live amidst... Oh my god, I can't talk. You live amidst plenty, in lands that aren't like to kill you overnight, and yet you have this funny notion that carving the shit out of each other somehow makes you worthy of it. Sagani blows bone dust from her arrowhead. I'll never understand it, but then we can't afford to make target practice of one another in Masuk. Why would the clergy object to you dispensing your dispensing justice?
Justice was not seen as our duty. Justice was a thing of Woodica.
Oh, okay. And the debates on that ran fierce and hot. If any god should hold the reins to the keeping of any other, as I said, an unpopular notion, Durant's chuckles without humour might spread like fire. Can't have that. Yet Durance reminded us that Woodica had been burned by Magrin, and rightly so. If a goddess of justice must be burned to remind her of a place, well, then Magrin's clergy can remind others in a similar fashion. So this religious travelling chapter was put down. There were not many of us, Durant smiles. I am the last, and while there's no words or poetry to mar Durance's teachings, there's little to keep it alive if the fire dies, but that in of itself is a test. The Saints' War gave Durance a new boost of popularity for a time, a saint to match a saint. Ruthlessness to match ruthlessness. Durance shrugs, God, I really cannot talk today. The fiercest of us. Well, we took the battle to Aethys and raided Ceres. It took strength to turn back their heresies, and I doubt many of Magrin's highest could have done the same. Then the teachings dwindled, died, as most flames do, but they still leave the marks. So you would punish others?
Transform them. If they broke, so be it. The greater the ruination of their flesh and soul, the greater their hope of salvation. It was the struggle that would strengthen them. One can have enough of words until you hunger for giving the red gift to some prattling fool, whether they serve Margrin or not.
Pirates are potty-mouthed? I don't know. I feel like Deadfire's pirates are going to be pretty PG. That's the hint that I'm getting. That's my gut feeling. My head will explode. She's sharpening a bone and then blows. Like I said, Durance likes to burn his enemies. Yeah, I'm starting to think that he's kind of a bad man.
God and faith can drive a man to do much others would find difficult. Durance himself admitted as much. He did not relish the task, but he did not shy away from it.
And you follow this teaching?
All life does, whether by Margrin or not. The Saints' War made it necessary. And as distasteful as it may have seemed, well, now, every mark of Aethys, every weak soul that exposed our throat to the enemy, they would answer for every soldier and Margrin disciple that had fallen. I punished others, yes, men, women, children, and I did not spare the staff or any other instrument I felt would learn them and strengthen them. A purge not just of Aethys, but of frailty. A burning of dry fields. A sacrifice at the whore's altar. But who needs her words when one has her flame to show the way?
Okay, well that is all for now, Durance. Does that count as us getting to know him better? I feel like it should. Or not. Is he a bad guy? I'm thinking yes, but no, but maybe. I really do not know when it it comes to this game. As for what constitutes good and bad. Right, so, jeez. Gallowayne's Moor. Let's go ahead and make a save before we go in there. I actually don't think I'm going to continue for too much longer. I'm going to go make some food, I think. And then... Oh. Let me just check something quickly, guys. Let me check, like, calendar. Let me see. Does anyone know specifically when Legends of Vox Machina Season 2 comes out? Is it the 20th or is it the 21st? I think it's the 20th, right? Let me Google it. Okay. So, that's in 2 weeks' time. So Friday the 20th, I'm going to be drinking. I'm going out with a buddy. I'm probably going to drink too much. So it's not going to happen on the 20th. However, let's try and get a watch party on the 21st. And we'll watch like the first 2 episodes, if possible, of Vox Machina Season 2. And then we'll try and make that like a weekly thing. We'll try and, excuse me. We'll try and do a little watch party each Saturday and watch some more Legends of Vox Machina. So probably 21st, 28th, 4th. But we'll see how it goes. I will post about that in the Discord. Drymex, hello there. Good day to you. I hope you're well. You've caught me. Unfortunately, you have caught me as I was winding down, getting ready to go off, go make some food, and whatnot. Whatever else I decide to do this evening. But yeah, so Legends of Vox Machina Season 2 watch party. I think we're going to do that on the 21st, or start on the 21st. Maybe watch like 2 episodes each weekend if possible. And we'll take it from there. How am I? I am doing pretty damn well, thank you, Trimax. I hope you had a good Christmas if you celebrate it. And if not, a good New Year. Or maybe both. Maybe both. Maybe a good Christmas and a good New Year. But yeah, it was pretty good. I took a bit of time off from streaming. I mean, I technically still am taking time off from streaming. But I've managed to squeeze in a couple streams this week. Hoping to do the same next week. Hopefully back on Wednesday and Thursday next week. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm very busy. At the minute, I'm working like 10/12 hour shifts, 5-6 days a week, 5 days next week. So pretty tired overall, but it's fulfilling and it puts money in my pockets. So I feel good about it. I got sick when I only stayed inside my home. You managed to get sick just from staying at home? Really? Shit. Time is money. Time is money. Time is money. And it's nice to be rewarded for spending my time doing something. Geez. Was it like flu, or was it was it like a stomach bug, or was it flu, or, I mean, don't worry, you don't need to go into the graphic details. As much as I occasionally do go into graphic details on stream, I do not expect you guys to do the same. But I mean, regardless of getting ill, hope it was a good time. Hope it was a good time. But yeah, no, I've been kind of just chilling out for the past few weeks. I've had work, like I say, 5-6 days a week. I got 5 days off over Christmas. So I spent 3 days with my family. I spent 1 day drinking with my friends, and then I spent 1 day after drinking with my friends, regretting all of my choices, hungover in bed. So, you know, great decisions made by Kessler. Now I've wrote a speech for tomorrow's debate tournament. Ooh, fantastic. I hope it goes well for you. Ding dong dum. Yeah, we never really had, like when I was in university or high school or anything, we never really had like debate clubs. The closest we got was I studied history in, God, what's the equivalent? Like we would call it sixth form. It's in between high school and college/university. But the closest we had was like sixth form. I studied history as one of the things that I chose to delve into, and we had like a sort of, not really a debate club, but heated discussions, I suppose, regarding things that we were studying. It was pretty good. We had a pretty great lecturer. He very much wanted to hear everyone's opinions. I had a fever of 38 Celsius. Whoa, we were. Ran to the bathroom every 5 minutes and had a sore throat. Yikes. Doesn't sound great at all. My expectations for tomorrow are low. Really? I'm sorry to hear it. I would say my advice would be go in like Buck Rogers and go buck wild. And just, whatever you've prepared, stick to it. Remain confident throughout if possible. And whatever happens, happens. I mean, you've said you've wrote a speech, you've prepared for it. In school we have 2 teams. My advice is go buck wild. Did I say buck wild, not Buck Rogers? Go Buck Rogers and then go buck wild. And I'm in the you sucked it. Oh fuck. Oh geez. Is it the team where it's like, okay guys, we know we're gonna get a good ass whooping, but we're gonna go out in style? Is it that sort of team? I've been on a few of them in my life. Like a few of those teams where it's just like, we get beaten every fucking time. Okay, here we go. Let's get our asses whooped like champions. Oh, jeez. Well, either way, Trimex, I hope it doesn't go too badly. I hope there's at least some sort of silver lining to it. There are like 6 debates in total, at least last time. Oh, there's 6 debates in one sort of like tournament. Ding, ding, dong. Well, I mean, at the very least, other team wins 4. Oh, so it's like, I mean, if you guys could scrape through on one other win and get a tie, I feel like that would be an achievement. Oh, the other team wins 4 and goes to the finals. Oh, jeez. Is it like a whole thing as well? Like, is it something that like the whole school turns out for, or shows up for? Meanwhile, our team wins 1. Fuck. Well, either way, Drymax. I hope it's not a painful loss. I hope that it's maybe pretty close. I hope it goes as well as can be expected. Don't worry if not. I'm sure there'll be plenty of other... Oh, it's international? Fuck. I hope it goes like reasonably well for you. And just remember, stay confident, stay calm and cool and collected. And just see how it goes. Enjoy it. Have fun. Hopefully that's one of the reasons that you're doing it. Because it's fun, fulfilling. But yeah, so, guys, what time are we on? Because I do need to head off. 36 minutes past 4. Sounds about right. Bear with me one sec. There we go. Because they talk You can't rebut anything. Spewing words forth onto the table. They're just pain. Nightcrawler says, alrighty, it's 2:40 a.m. here. Boy, oh boy, it's a late night for you, Nightcrawler. And I've got work tomorrow. Like I said earlier, I'm not one to tune into streams, but I could go on all night here. I'll definitely be back on Wednesday/Thursday. Love your work. Nightcrawler, it's been really great chatting with you. Until next time, of course, keep on keeping on. Stay safe, be happy, and goodbye for now, sir. What I will say before I head off is for those of you who have joined the Discord or have tuned in to this stream and would like to tune into more, I would recommend joining the Discord. The schedule that is on Twitch at the minute is not really up to date. I'm in a bit of a period of, shall we say, sabbatical from Twitch, or from streaming at least. I'm focusing on work and the career and whatnot. So scheduled streams are kind of up in the air right now. So if you want to figure out when I'm next going to be streaming and what I'm going to be streaming, join the Discord. It's the best place to stay up to date. But yeah, I'm hoping to stream at least one day next week, Wednesday or Thursday. Hopefully we can get a short stream in on one day and then a normal stream on the other day, but we'll see how it goes. It might be a long work week. But either way, guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did myself. I realized that I need to save the game or risk losing all of the progress that we've made. We will deal with... Oh boy, we will deal with Galloway's quest sometime soon. I suppose, right? But anyway, guys, until next time, Let me cue my music up. Let me get my little music that I wrote up. Guys, this one's I wrote. This I can't speak right now. This is one I wrote. Oh my god, how amazing. Anyway, guys, until next time, keep on keeping on. Stay safe, be happy, and of course, goodbye for now. Goodbye for now. Boop.